Sturdied. So, last we left off, Kronk had attracted some attention from the locals. Everyone give me a con save to see if you can sleep through the night. Because they are bouncing the cart of the non-existent suspension.
I'm in a pot.
Yeah, but that fluid still gets rocked by the boat.
Feels like I'm on the ocean again.
I critical failed.
20!
Dude, you feel like you're back in your mother's womb right before you got laid as an egg.
And
I
actually,
am
would
hella
Tulio
comfy.
be in the room sleeping next to us?
No, Tulio is on the roof actually.
I'm on the roof
in
in a shadow cocoon.
Yeah.
Buford racked a 16.
Good shit, Buford. You're doing better than me.
Considering Buford was already passed out in the cart before they had started their shenanigans, you definitely still sleep through the night. And I don't think you're disturbed too much by the rocking of the boat.
We should totally upgrade the cart to be a boat at some point.
But say, Tulio, you would have
Technically,
advantage since you're not in the cart, but you're still victim to the rocking.
Well, my critical failure turns into a 2 then.
You're kept up all night because they did not close the hatch and they left it open for venting reasons.
Oh, beautiful.
Because the window on the side of the cart doesn't open.
Try to do my job. Kill us.
When imps get a going, hellfire is only to be raised.
Don't burn your cart, Kronk.
Kronk, give me a flat roll.
Flat roll coming up. That would be a 15. God.
The bottom half of your gold pile bed melts. Like the bottom foot of this like 3-foot high pile of like gold, about 4 foot wide, so like solid bed of. Good God, are you fighting a rat? But yeah, the bottom part of your bed melts, but it's still soft and firm, but more like a Tempur-Pedic firm rather than the loose cushions.
Oh.
So the imp reformed your bed a little bit with your night of fiery passion.
What a comfortable bed now.
Kind of like a pillow top, except you don't have anything holding the top pillow stuffing on. It kind of falls off, but there's plenty for it. But I think with that, Tulio's the only one that might have some resentment from this interaction. But as soon as you pass out afterwards, Kronk, Tulio would be the only one that notices the imp leaving out like the back door towards the back porch.
Avoiding the walk of shame.
I mean, as far as Tulio can tell, she beelined it right back down to the main square and to the dragon's tongue. So back to work.
That's fun.
Yeah, but didn't Tulio fucking get the meat because of my shenanigans? So therefore, he should be a little grateful.
Well, that actually brings us to our next thing.
Oh yeah, I did eat that, didn't I?
You did eat that.
I
So,
eat that meat.
We all know that my leveling system is unorthodox, to say the least. But Tulio does, when he eventually watches the imp walk back to work, presumably, maybe that's her house too, you don't know. Kronk is fast asleep. Oog is having the calmest sleep he's had the whole time he's been on this continent, really, since most of it has been on travel.
Out.
And Buford is well zonked since y'all have been letting a minor drink.
Not my fault.
But at the same time, there aren't any drinking laws in this world. This is the new frontier, bitch. We gotta make it through the day somehow.
He'll be fine.
Pain medication.
And I mean,
Hmm.
like, yeah, he hasn't overly imbibed yet.
Yeah, he just had a bit of what was it? Stuff. It was fine.
Keyword. Yet. He's gonna be a
Canonically, he's
bard.
passed
We
out.
gotta get him fucked up.
That's fair, but canonically, he has technically passed out after one drink every single night you've been in a bar.
Yeah.
It do be like that sometimes, you know.
Which I find it
Ew.
ironic because, yeah, no, his character, he never ever has said that he wants a drink of alcoholic nature. He always just passes out, and I'm like, well, he had a sip or a drink and then out. But
He's just doing that snag and a drink deal.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's more of like the classic, you can have one drink because we know that
It's
won't get you
the,
drunk.
It's the Imp's Mead challenge, actually, is what it is.
Mm.
Well, you see, he never did the challenge. He doesn't know
Well,
what
yeah,
that is.
Yeah, it's the Imp's Mead challenge because see, like every time he walks in, they challenge him to order anything other than a drink, and every single time it takes one sip, gone.
Mhm. Fair. But no, he's having comfortable sleeps in his nest of leathers that he has kind of overtaken from Kronk's leather scrap pile. Which, to be fair, they were scraps. I don't think Kronk had many plans for them outside of maybe rags.
We'll see.
I'll say you could
See what comes up.
definitely.
If the squirrel wants a hammock, I might need to fucking take some of them.
I was about to say some
Abercrombie wants a
people
hammock.
might have some connections in this town to upgrade the cart in certain ways and aesthetics. If you wanted to do that to make your travels a bit easier.
Definitely. Time to go to the blacksmith.
I think I have.
I know a few of you have mentioned wanting similar deity type abilities such as Tulio. You could definitely seek out and find the temples of nature and maybe get a deity and multi-class into warlock because there aren't any rules. Or I suppose you could venture out into the wilds and really see what's around the great city of
Copper Spring. Whether or not Cape Copper.
Cape Copper.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I always want to say Copper Springs because of Well Springs.
I think I have Copper Spring on one of my notes, so it's probably said it was probably said at one point, but I do also have Cape Copper on another side of the note. So
That's fair. I was about to say, all my notes say Cape Copper, and I've been trying to stick with that, but I know my brain's fucked me on a few times, and I said Copper Spring because I was thinking of Wellspring.
the DM's worst nightmare. Notes.
Honestly, their own notes. But yes, you have a couple things you could do today. What do you want to do? Because I think the first up is definitely Tulio. And as you awaken, the first light is of a different hue, whereas the city is still glowing in its radiant ember hue. You see nothing but a blue filter essentially over everything. And you see a small screen with elegant scrolls, almost made out of light, conjured in front of you, saying, "Level up."
Hmm.
With the consumption of the meat from the Imps challenge, you gained a level.
Oh.
With this level comes a few options.
Okay.
You can either up one specific score by 5, could be anything, or you can take a new ability. And yeah,
I think I'm gonna go for another ability.
so as the screen displays like +1 or +5 to one stat or a secondary option of random ability, you wish to pick the random ability.
Oh, if you would have said random, I would have chosen
Yeah,
that without
no.
even thinking about it.
Fair.
Yeah, no, that
Wonderful. So
mystery box, please.
as you click it or interact with it, whatever you wish to do, you gain a unique skill or ability. You could really put it under either, but you can now breathe underwater.
Ooh.
Trying to get that on my notes.
So does that also count as like a level for all intents and purposes of regular leveling?
Yes.
Okay.
That's it. You
Cool.
can level regularly. That's just a little extra on top because Cannadill.
Gotcha. No, that I was just making sure that it like that's how it worked in it. Because I didn't want to add anything without like being aware that that's how it worked.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I think I get a thingy at 6. Hi, doggo.
And I'm gonna say the next one to wake up is Buford. What are you doing?
Like, oh shit. How did I get back here?
Give me a yeah. What's the word? Fuck. Investigations check, sorry.
Nat 20 for 21.
Wonderful. As you wake up, you notice something's different about the way your body feels. It almost feels cramped, as if there's not enough space for you anymore. But you're not sure why.
There might be consequences.
Hold up. What? One more time.
You notice almost as if you were like a 20-year-old in a 15-year-old's body. Something feels wrong. Almost as if your body is too small for you. In some ways, you've grown,
We'll start
but you're not
patting
sure
my
why or how.
We'll start patting myself down, checking myself out, check myself, be like, is everything what the fuck's going on? Go outside, stand against the side of the wagon, and see if my feelings pan out into reality.
Sorry, my mic's dying and I'm grabbing my charger.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as far as you can tell, there's nothing physical about you that has changed.
Hmm. This is weird. I'm gonna head down toward the blacksmiths again, since I got sidetracked from that objective.
Okay. As we fade from you walking down to the market, we're going to cut to Kronk as the next to wake up. What would you like to do as you wake up with your bed empty? It's slightly melted and feeling a bit firmer. But as far as you can tell, nothing is really going on around you in your bedroom.
Oh, good.
Give me
It
a
didn't
flat
steal
roll.
any money for me.
No. But give me a flat roll.
17.
You have a constant warmth somewhere very specific. Your dick is very warm and not quite burning. It's not quite a burning sensation, but like something's off.
Shit, I gotta go and see the apothecary.
Ah, shit, he's got the devil dick. No, but what would you like to do as you lay in bed with this realization?
Guess I'm gonna check to make sure it still looks normal.
Yeah. Everything seems to be fine. It just feels a little different today.
Well, then in that case, I am going to go. I'm gonna grab a bag full of money, and head out to probably the blacksmith first.
Alrighty. So as you wake up with this new sensation, you kind of just brush it aside. You know, shit happens. And you grab your pillow and walk out of your bedroom. When you make it to the living area at this point, it's not the kitchen, it's just the living quarters. You notice Oog's pot vibrating at its normal frequencies, but the leather nest is empty.
Oh shit. Where did the kid go? I guess I pop my head up out of the hatch to see if Tulio's up top.
As you pop your head out, you would just see this cocoon of dark, shadowy energy hanging off one of your sign, like, banner staves.
Fuck's that. I'll pull my head back down. I'll just continue off my way.
Alrighty. I mean, you could also wake Oog up.
Okay, I guess I'll lightly tap.
Austin, as you have your calming pre-birth dream, you hear this light, low, almost like a gong ringing in the distance. Do you wish to go towards it or stay in your peace?
I proceed to croak in tune with the chime, vibrating my entire pot and slowly rising to the top.
Beautiful.
I
Kronk?
smack him because it scares the shit out of me.
Kronk, give
All I
me
can imagine
a...
is that it looks like some rising out of the swamp fucking monster, and it just
It's when
like
Luke pulls the X-wing out of Dagobah, but instead it's just Oog.
exactly.
So yes, but Oog, I can either give you a performance check to see if you can come out so elegantly that you just shock him into stillness, or Kronk, give me a dex check, and Oog a con save.
I'll go
It
for
is
performance.
21.
Okay, I was about to say it's Oog's choice. He's going
10.
performance. So you
Plus-
don't come out quite elegantly, but you do definitely match the vibrations perfectly and rise out of the muck and ooze and slime, and as it drips and slides off your body, almost as if an undead corpse rising from the grave, Kronk straight up slaps you in the
Thumber!
face. You don't take any damage, but it is happened.
Startling.
Very much so. Because you tried to come up like super peaceful zen and then just smack.
Go dilute the poison, you ditz.
Ooh, that's a good point. Kronk, roll me a d8.
Dilute the poison, you ditz.
5.
That's how much poison damage you take from slapping his bare face while he rises from his slime.
Of poison.
You might want to wash that off pretty soon there, bud.
I walk outside and wash it off.
Wonderful.
Bumbling buffoon.
Yeah, I'd say you slap him, then you look at your hand and see it like chemically
Oh.
burning actively, and you're just like, ah! And just run outside and yeah, grab a bucket and start scooping, pails
Well,
splashing.
That's not
everywhere.
good.
It's definitely just surface, like first degree acid burns, but definitely have a tender hand now.
Alright.
Very much just red and
Which
a
hand
few
would this be?
blisters, which is your dominant hand that you slapped him with.
Alright.
So that would be your right hand. And
Alright.
I'd say for the next
Damn it.
day you have, I'll be nice, next 12 hours you have disadvantage on dexterity checks.
Alright.
But yes, that brings us to, I'd say Tulio definitely wakes up after this commotion happens within the cart, or at least is aware.
Mm.
In my mind, I just like to think that a little like slit opens, very much like blankets, and you just like part them and stick your head out.
Yeah, just look around. Just slowly, just like slide out of there, stretch, crack all my bones.
Do
Okay.
you want to come out like a newly formed butterfly, or do you want to come out elegantly?
This is not good. I cannot access my character sheet.
Uh-oh.
Let's see.
There we go.
I'll just go. I'll do butterfly.
Butterfly, wonderful. That takes no performance because you just slide out of this shadow cocoon almost as if you were slimy, but like there's no slime on you. You just slither out like a very smooth snake. And yeah, just like crack every bone as you come out backwards and like just fall onto the cart's top or roof.
Like the flood.
Yeah. The flood kind of slash the ring girl coming out of the TV. Very much on character, very much a vibe of creep, but nice because you can easily hear every bone pop echo through the upper city.
Can all of us hear this?
Anyone around the cart.
Oh.
Well, that sounded delicious.
Yep.
God. What was that? Who died?
And you just see Tulio slink up into a standing position and like stretching his neck and arms.
Wait. Sorry, I was slightly distracted. I'm looking at. I get to pick one spell, so I was just looking real quick.
You're
Boy,
good.
you get weirder and weirder every day.
I had to watch the cart. You said somebody was keeping an eye on us. Figured it'd be better to just keep an eye on the cart.
I figured Saf was still keeping an eye on the card.
Probably, but Saf doesn't like to tell us things sometimes.
That is a good point.
As you both say
I didn't
this,
figure
you can
that.
just feel, like, out the corner of your vision, you can just feel the most intense stare at you from the top of the gate. Saf has not moved, but he definitely has his attention.
We should probably bring him back something today.
Well, we were gonna go out yesterday.
Were we?
You did
Yeah,
have
we just stood
plans
in
to
front of the
go
gate
out.
for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
decided
that's right.
against it.
That's right.
Which I still don't really
I'm-
understand, but you know,
I
it
don't
happens.
know. It's the ADHD.
It's the squirrels.
ADD.
It's called Dave in this world.
Hey God.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you a spell that is on the spell list. It does come from Unearthed Arcana, however.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what you think.
Alright, well, I would like to retrieve my bag of money and continue on my way to the blacksmith.
Honestly, I figured it was in your left hand this entire time.
Oh, okay.
But yes, you start heading down. Tulio and Oog, would you like to go with him or would you like to do your own thing?
I'll go with him. He wanted me to go with him.
I would like to go visit Saf.
Okay. And yeah, that should be fine for your spells, Tulio.
Okay, I knew it wasn't like technically official, but it didn't look insane or anything. So, and it looks pretty on flavor for me.
And yeah, it sounded good. But no part of this is official.
Yeah.
So as I'm gonna let everyone like work their way down to the market and probably meet up along the way since your speeds are a little bit different and you could definitely work that. But I'm gonna stick on Oog as he goes up to the gate to interact with Saf.
Someone's microwave is done.
That's the air fryer.
Oh.
Got some fries going for Morgan, but
Ooh.
for Oog, you make it up to the gate and you see the 2 platinum armored guards just standing there, hanging out at this point. They're not even trying to look official at like y'all have been in town for a while. They're just chilling at this point, and you see Saf sitting on top of the gate, looking down into the cove. Just chilling. What would you like to do?
I'd like to go visit with Saf and ask Saf what they sees.
So you don't see any stairs or way to get on top of the gate. However, you do remember that the guards may have some way of manipulating the shape of the metal. So maybe you could...
Excuse me, 2 guards. I'd like to go visit Saf and, would you mind giving me a hand with that?
Are you talking to us? Oh, y'all are the
Well-
new people that have taken over the third tier, I do believe.
Sounds right.
Y'all gonna stick around in town or just traveling by?
For right now, we're regrouping. We're still traveling a little bit, but we'll probably be here for a minute. The
That's-
bar's been keeping us entertained, and we're recovering from that.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, if you're staying in town for a while, I suppose y'all should know. I'm Pipe. That's my brother Perp. We're the Peak
Pike and
Brothers. Pike and Perp.
Ooh.
Yeah. And yeah, we take care of the city. We've been here the longest. But if you need to get up to the thing, we can definitely help. Do you want a ladder, some stairs? How do you want to get up?
What's the most convenient way to get up there?
Give me a charisma check.
It's a rope.
Rope on a rope.
Soap on a rope.
Let's see, what's my
This would be Toad on a rope.
It's a delicacy where I come from.
Because you can eat it twice.
Hush up, Florida boy.
My player
Not from Florida.
I know.
Although the Florida man is strong with me.
It's infected you.
Looks like your charisma modifier is +4.
That would be a 9. That'd be a total of 9.
Pipe looks at you and hears your earnest request and respects the straightforwardness and just goes down for a whole... Think of Toph making a like rock wall, just going down for a solid heel stomp into horse stance. And this copper platform from below you starts to get outlined in this beautiful purple hue, and then that square immediately and swiftly brings you up to the top of the gate.
Step over next into the center of the wall.
As you step off
Thank you.
of the platform, yeah, it immediately like crashes down back to earth or the ground at this point. And you just see a little wave from Pipe as he goes back to his post.
What a helpful fellow.
Indeed. You see Saf's not bloodied anymore, but still crying head respond to you as you make your comment. Is there something you need, General Oog?
I was most curious about what you were able to observe while up here, since I've noticed you've been here for almost the entire of our stay.
I've witnessed a few things. You see the laughing head pipe up. There have been 3 visitors to the cot that are not of the party. And then
Were they mischievous?
the center head pipes up and looks at you. I don't believe so. They had no ill intent, but they were definitely interesting. One cloaked themselves in magic. One was but a halfling, being as silent as a mouse. The third, honestly, might have been Buford, but it was a weird, or I wasn't sure if it was a demon. Odd things. Didn't smell right.
Did it look like they took anything or leave anything behind?
The snake head slash tail moves up next to your ear. One has left a gift, but the rest only take memories.
Interesting.
As you gain this information, the snake, moves up next to one of your eyes and doesn't quite make contact, but you can just feel a sharp needle starting to pierce your skin. Would you like to react or let it happen?
Let it happen.
Wonderful.
Do not flinch.
Give me a constitution check.
No, bitch.
16
gonna be a
plus
punk.
whatever my modifier is.
That would be a +4 for a dirty 20. So you do not flinch as this needle-like pain starts to pierce your temple. And it stays there for no more than 3 to 5 seconds. But as soon as it fades, you just hear, when you need to see things that are hidden, simply focus on your left eye. You just gained the snake sight tattoo on your temple.
Nice. I'd like to bow in gratitude. And then look back up. Kronk and one of the other fellows have gone hunting to get you a snack. I believe it is
I am
time I
too,
start
for those
to
other
find
fellows.
resources.
If you need any
You
assistance,
see that you ain't even got a name, Julia. Just the other
Uh,
fellows.
the center head starts to pipe up for you. If you need any more assistance, consider me an aid. Simply focus, and I may respond if it's convenient.
At your leisure, then.
But you are truly an ally, General Oog.
And you are most entertaining.
You get a slide eye from both the crying and laughing head as the main center head keeps a stoic look and just bows to you. Only the center head. The other two are very much side-eyeing you and like not giving you attention anymore after that comment.
Of course.
Um,
I
give
just
me
smile. Mm-hmm.
give me another con save.
It's a 7.
Wonderful. Perfect. So, as you make your comment, as Saf was very much looking for like a little bit of equality recognition in that and didn't quite receive it, with one of its back legs, it just kicks you off the top of the wall. And as you're falling about 10 feet from the bottom, you get snatched by something and your falling momentum stops, and then you start falling again the last 10 feet as to not take damage. But
I cackle the
definitely-
entire way down.
Sounds about
I
right.
cackle maniacally all the way down.
And as you fall, a small dust cloud dissipates around you, and you just see Pipe standing there like, huh, are you okay?
Yes, indeed, good sir. That was most entertaining. I totally deserve that. And I keep on chuckling to myself.
Alrighty,
Well, at
you
least
have a
he's
good
honest
day.
about it.
And Pipe just walks away and like walks straight into the wall.
Thank you, good sir. And I turn around and head to the market.
Wonderful. Would you look back and try and see if Saf is still on top of the wall, or just cackle, get up, dust yourself off, and walk on?
I'll look up at Saf, keep cackling, and be like, let's do it again.
As you look up to the top of the gate, Saf is gone.
Figures.
I mean, he had to catch you,
True. True.
but yes, we will leave you to travel down to the market and catch back up with Buford, the first to arrive at the market.
Mm-hmm.
And you were after the blacksmith.
Yep.
So you will be heading on to the Spitfire Forge on the southern side of the peninsula. Would that be correct? The cove. Cove is
Sure.
correct.
Yeah.
And as you get there, you see a very dark gray-skinned elf working the forge, much older than the one you saw the day previously. But you don't see any wares or weapons or armor except for the platinum display. The rest seem to have either been put away or just not set out today for some reason as you approach. You make it up to the beaver statue out front, the Spitfire Forge. What would you like to do?
I would like to check out their daggers and gauntlets collection, or any that they have on display.
The only ones outside would be the platinum set.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else would have to be inside, which...
Proceed.
Okay. As you make it inside, you would see the younger, more... still ashen, but more of a ashen orange hued skin younger elf that you saw the day previously working in the forge very furiously. But as you enter, you see a table and displays of beautiful silver, some copper, and other various metals of daggers, swords, of very basic bastard, longsword, halberds, the general spread that you would expect, but you don't see anything greater than chainmail armor. You see some leather, but there's no plate.
I need to figure out how to share this. I am specifically looking for, but no like chainmail armor, no gauntlets.
You would
I'll
see some basic steel gauntlets, and maybe, yeah, you would see chainmail, just nothing better than chainmail per se.
okay. How do I share?
Hello, sir. Are you looking for something specific?
Yes, my good fellow. I am looking for kind of a particular style and knife I need to add that my dad told me about. For
What would that be?
well, and I will pull out a piece of paper and pen and I will doodle it once I can frickin' figure out how to share it.
Mm.
God damn it. Boars. I'm looking for boar's knives from King Arthur. If you Google that, it'll come up real quick. I just can't find a way to like rip off a picture so I can just drop it in the chat. There we go.
I'll say all I'm getting is reciprocating blades.
Hang on. Copy. Okay. I'm trying to do this. Like I've been trying to do this for since last time. I passed out trying to figure out how to fucking do this shit.
The future is now, old man.
Mentor. They're on the welcome to the dungeon chat, I think. I don't know. I hit the little
It
bubble
is. It's
next
in
to
the
dungeon.
general chat, yeah.
I'm looking for those or similar sets.
I'm sorry to tell you, sir, but we don't have anything of that drastic of angle. He pulls out a very jagged, green-hued blade with leather wraps that is essentially that, just a straight blade with brass knuckles, essentially, though.
Oh,
I'm sorry
why,
to
hello.
say that this is the closest thing we have. It's made out of orichalcum, if you're interested.
I am greatly interested. I am just moderately concerned of the price, young sir, because that seems like a rather masterful piece of work right there.
What, this? Oh,
Yeah.
no. This was made by one of the forge hands up in the mountains. Simply a smith's copper like me.
Well, I am very interested. Is it just the one that you have
No, he
of
pulled
that?
out like two of them.
Okay.
Well, if you're interested, sir, 3 silver will get you the pair.
I will take those immediately, my good friend. Would you be interested in taking a commission for the design my father gave me that I just shared with you and make me a pair of those as well?
I can definitely give it a try, if you don't mind paying for the materials.
I do not mind in the slightest, my good man. I am looking for quality. And as far as I know, we don't know where we're going next. So you have time to get it right.
Aye. Simply leave me 5 silver for any of the materials I may need, and I'll get started on it later today once my master's done in the forge.
That sounds fantastic. I will give him the 3 for the Perry's got, and 5 for the commission. Yeah,
Correct.
I'm going to say. I get that you said 5 silver, but I would like you to stretch your abilities and take this opportunity as a challenge, young man, my friend, in fact, and I will give him a gold.
I will give you the
Do-
best work I can manage. I can promise you that.
That's all I ask.
Wonderful. Is
This
there
man walks
any...
up to the retail employee. Give me everything. This is your challenge.
Is there anything else I can help you with, young master?
You wouldn't happen to have cheese to go with these, or a leather shop nearby that you would recommend for me to get
They
a
would
shoulder
have
rig to house
sheaths.
these?
They would be
Well,
like basic belt sheaths, though.
yeah,
You would have to modify them.
deal.
There isn't any leathersmith in town anymore, but I think there is a person that deals with fabric and other wares of that nature. Perhaps he could help you with it. I think his name's Cusco. He's on the new
Cusco.
shipment.
Oh, he's a new guy in town, so we don't quite know who he is.
Yeah, he's been staying in the housing facilities down near the docks for the new shipments. He hasn't quite landed on his feet
Quite yet.
Not
Struggle
quite.
busting a little bit.
I mean, with 2 llamas to take care of, it can't be easy.
I get it. I greatly appreciate. What was your name? I didn't catch it the first time.
My name?
I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
It's Mumford, sir.
I will hold out a hand to shake Mumford's hand,
Wonderful.
and I'll be like, "My name's Buford. I'm fresh in town, and I greatly appreciate your help with this."
Why, of course.
And then it's like, "See you later," and I'll head out.
Have a good day, young master.
You too, Mumford. You too.
So, as you leave the Spitfire Forge, you would run into... Who was the next one to come down? Oog? Oog or Tulio?
Who
I
was
was
heading
with
into
Kronk,
town?
from
I
what
think
I
it'd
know.
be
Or it
me.
was Kronk?
And
Okay.
then
Kronk
yeah,
and Tulio were together, and then Oog
Yeah,
was.
that's right. So yeah, Kronk and Tulio would be coming up to you as you leave out in front of the statue. The
I
wonderful
would
beaver.
have. I'm gonna think on my way out, I would have been slipping the daggers in the back of my belt for now,
That
and
works.
I'd just like give them like a 2-second head start to see me before I'd see them. As I pull my hurdy-gurdy around to start
obviously
dinking.
we're gonna see you.
You'll see him, but not him putting the knives away. You would just see him pulling out his hurdy-gurdy, about to play. Would be your first sights. You
Sure.
can definitely intervene if you want.
This kid.
It's like you see. It's like you're seeing the mariachi band start to assemble, and you have the chance to scream no and run at them.
Buford, cease and desist.
Why, Kronk? I gotta practice.
I
haven't been doing this very long, and Mom and Pa said practice makes perfect, and I've got like 9,000 hours of practice I gotta get in before I can even say I'm like okay at this.
kid. Here's what I'm gonna say. Get a different instrument, because it's just not working for you.
I'm going to start playing a jaunty little tune and be like, Kronk's a
I
sourpuss,
didn't. That's
but he's
literally not what I
stuck
meant
with
to
my
do. Hold on.
stupid ass.
It would
So
be somewhere
as
on
we
this.
go, I sing my song and piss
Boy,
him off
tonight-
again.
It's a drinking competition. Me against you.
I literally used my
Well-
fucking wrong hand and just fucking clicked it.
What's up?
What?
Oh, I clicked something on accident. Sorry, my bad.
You're good.
Uh-oh.
I just heard the anger and annoyance,
Yeah,
and I
no,
was
I
like, wait,
usually
what's going
have-
on?
I usually have a push to talk. My bad.
That's fair. You're good. So what was happening? Everyone was yelling, and I couldn't hear.
Kronk told me to stop playing. I am making up a jaunty tune calling Kronk a sourpuss, but he's stuck with me playing my music.
I'm gonna challenge him to a drinking competition tonight.
You're on, old man.
I mean, you are right outside, or right next door to the
Kronk.
Dragon's Tongue.
I got shit to do.
Hey, can I
I'll-
stick my head back in the door? What's Mumford doing?
You just see him like gathering supplies and materials that he probably doesn't normally have the right to touch, but he's excited to do so.
Hey, Mumford, one last question.
Oi?
Do you know if there is any, like, fighting rings in this city for betting and such?
No, sir, we don't have the pits here.
Dang it.
We're generally
Not
peaceful, realistically.
Hey, ask him who's in charge around here.
Well,
He
that's
hears
also
through
kind
the
of the
door.
thing.
You know what?
Disembodied voice? There isn't one. So if you would like to be, go for it.
Thanks, Mumford. You're great. And I'll pop back out. I was like, we'll go drinking
Wonderful. And yeah, you just see Mumford scurry back to...
after I find Cusco.
I'm sorry. Who?
Apparently, there's this dickhead fresh off the boat, but he can help me with some custom clothes.
For what was his name?
Cusco.
Huh. Oh,
As you're walking down the dock, you just see two llamas chilling outside.
Hey,
I know those llamas.
I was told to find a dude with 2 llamas.
Kronk, give me a history check, or you can try and name them right now.
All
Cheech and
right.
Chong.
Actually, that one actually works. Cheech and Chong. Where the fuck did my D20 go run off to? Oh, there it is.
Up your butt.
It happens. All right. That would be a 16.
So yes, you would 100% recognize this bright red hued, like furred llama, and this deep, almost as dark as Tulio's shadows, black llama just chilling on the dock, tied right outside the Dragon's Tongue.
Wait.
You might have a slight recollection that Cusco likes his wine.
Buford, I think it is time we go and have a drink.
Okay. It's a little early, but let's go. Fuck it.
We will go to the, what is it? The Dragon's Tongue, right? This is
Yeah.
the one?
Sorry,
Yep.
I was taking a drink.
You're good.
So as you enter the Dragon's Tongue, you would simply see sitting at the bar a large poncho, skinny ass humanoid with golden suntanned skin and like a Burger King crown made out of copper on his head. Sitting at the bar with 2 bottles of raspberry wine empty in front of him, saying, "Hey, give me some of that meat, imps." And in that moment of entering, you just see one of the imps cut a piece off and toss it over to Cusco. Without
What is
even
my-
looking, he catches it and starts eating.
Damn. What the fuck?
Do my ears deceive me? Or is that my cousin?
Cusco, I didn't think you were gonna make it.
What do you mean? Everyone loves Cusco.
I guess I would run up and embrace him.
Okay. So yeah, you do a full-on run. You do like, I'm gonna say
Oh yeah,
you frolic
like
around the
dive
meat.
over the table.
Oh, well, I mean it's a spit, like spit, in the middle of the dragon's tongue.
Oh,
So
right.
I was gonna say you frolic around the meat, around the imps. Give a wink to your imp, and then yeah, embrace Cusco in a big bear hug, and your arms almost completely make his torso disappear in this big bear hug. Like, he is skinny. Yeah. What are you doing here? I thought you went to Wellspring.
Well, I did. And then I was hired by this motley crew to show them around, and I ended to need to come out here to give a document to the mayor. Turns out, motherfucker dead.
Oh, the mayor? I'm the mayor. You see this
Well,
crown? It's the mayor's crown. It's copper. I still don't know what I'm supposed to do, though.
well, here's a decree from Wellspring, and I hand him the paper.
He takes it and opens it up. Now, cousin, you know I'm illiterate. And he just turns it back around and points it at you. What does it say?
Well, I do numbers, not letters.
You're both standing there like, oh shit, I'm illiterate too.
I'll take it and read it.
So, as
What am I
Buford,
reading?
yeah, stands there, reads it. It simply states that Wellspring has been unable to contact said mayor. His name was George, but he's dead now, so that doesn't matter.
Like dead.
Oh yeah, like dead. But it is a correspondence simply saying, hey, George, fix your damn crystal. We've talked about the maintenance. And it just goes on to explain simple waystone maintenance, and it's mostly just a constant mana flow every month to keep the connection updated, essentially. But that is all you get from the letter, and it's mostly just Jeff ranting at him because it's been a history thing of him letting it like run dry and disconnect and having to reconnect. But yes, as far as you know, or as you read all this out, I think Cusco would pipe up and be like, oh, Georgie's dead. His head rolled quite nicely down the steps.
Why did George die? We don't know this story.
Sure. Can you illuminate the
Well,
situation for us?
from what I understand, we all came in on the new shipment, and George thought that we were slaves, specifically his slaves. And a lot of people backed him up, but we were never told we were slaves. We thought we were coming here to help, like, build the city and expand in the country. We went straight to the mines. We didn't stay in the mines, as you can see. So, yeah, to make a dark story light, we killed everyone that was trying to enslave us, and we run the city now. As you can
New
see,
frontier, great way to start it out.
I mean, exactly, it's a new frontier. Why are we dealing with bullshit we had to deal with from home?
That's why we came here, to ignore all of that.
Exactly. What are they gonna do about it? Nothing.
What about the crystal, yo? You know where it is?
If I was guessing, it's probably in the mayor's old office.
You know what, cousin? Going to the mayor's office might be a good idea.
No shit, you were never the brightest one.
No, I wasn't. Remember that time that Aunt Peggy kicked me in the head? I think
Which
it had
time?
lasting damage. But yeah, as you guys are talking, I think you would hear the bartender, which I don't think you got his name either, but I think you would hear him pipe up and be like, Cusco. Just in case, because I know you don't know, but just in case you don't know, the mayor's office is just a tier up and down the block. You should probably have been going there every day. And Cusco just gets very blush and quiet at this point because he is well into his cups and it's only like 7 a.m.
You barkeep, do you mind accompanying us up there? We might have a proposition for you.
Whereas I would love to accompany you if I leave the imps unsupervised. They tend to get a little rowdy and leave the bar, and I'd prefer to keep my ship today.
Alright, I feel that. I'll just take one of the imps, is that fair?
I don't control them, they do as they please, obviously. I just stay here to keep them safe.
Fair enough. Alright, I'll walk up to my imp and say, you want to go for a possible new job?
What you talking about, sweet chicks?
You can be his new assistant because he's kind of an idiot and needs someone to keep him in line.
You really think a imp is the best assistant?
Can't be the worst.
Couldn't
Well, I mean,
be any worse than it is. Yeah.
look what you're working with.
He looks over at the bartender. The bartender gives a simple nod. Yeah, new adventures are always nice. You gotta promise me to come back and visit, though.
Well, of course, I gotta make sure he doesn't burn this fucking town to the ground.
Kinda hard to burn copper, but I get you. And yeah.
I have seen stupid do worse.
Fair. With this new proposition, Betsy the Imp reaches her hand out for a shake. Wanna make it official, big boy?
I shake the imp's hand.
Wunderbar. With that, the contract is sealed. And
Ooh.
you just see this orange light manifest from the embrace of your handshake. And you just feel a surge of magic leave your body, being consumed by Betsy. and she now has a new title of vice mayor. So,
Upgrades, people, upgrades.
yeah, what would you like to do from here?
Cusco, you ready to
Well,
go up and check out this damn office?
I suppose so.
all
He
right,
just,
let's
like,
get going.
as soon as you guys start to walk out, Cusco grabs like 2 more bottles of wine, one in each hand, and just starts leading you guys up.
I
the
will
back.
take one of them from him and begin
Give
to drink.
me a dex check.
Mm, mm, mm. 16.
So as you go and reach for the bottle of raspberry wine, Cusco just barely, like, drunkenly gestures it out of your reach.
Mm-hmm.
You can go for it again, or you could just ask Cusco.
All right, cousin, you know you ain't gonna drink both of those. I'll take one of them.
He looks over at you with an honest look of a surprise, almost as if he forgot you were here. And he's like, "Oh, right, cousin, here you go." And hands you one of the bottles. And you just see his mood brighten, like you just saw him for the first time again after years. And he's like, "Today's a good day."
Oh no.
As you guys make it
Not even noon, and this motherfucker's already sloshed.
but as you guys make it to the mayor's office, it is, like I said, located on the second tier from the piers. And the outside of it, whereas in all copper, it's designed almost as if it was chiseled out of stone, like the Great Pyramids or the great Roman columns that still stand today. So it's still all copper, but there's no rivets, there's no seams. It's all one piece for this 2-storied grand building just sitting at the end of one of the streets to the north. As you walk up to it, there is no door, windows, or anything as far as you can tell. It almost just looks like a shell of the building.
Well, shit.
Leroy Jenkins. Right on in.
I will.
Give me a strength check.
Just charging the door.
It's a hefty 14.
You just run straight into the copper wall and take 2 points of damage.
I am on a roll tonight.
I'm gonna walk up and try the doorknob.
As you walk up, there is no doorknob, and you try and find one with no avail.
Nothing.
Mm-mm.
Try knocking 3 times.
Is there any words or anything around the door? Or just blank wall.
Just a blank copper wall. Tulio, as soon as you see that, you see Cusco walk up to the wall and knock 3 times. In these knocks, he's like, "Might as well try." I think The only one that would notice this is Buford. But after he knocks, his knuckles are bloodied, and he leaves the faintest of marks on the building. But as you notice that, you get enveloped in this bright blue shining light around this building, and as you get your sight back, everyone, you notice this grand double door French entry, windows lining almost every wall of this place, and the doors open up. As you peer inside, you see this large crystal on a pedestal, floating dormantly. You see
That's probably the thing.
Hey, Cusco, you should go grab that crystal.
I go up and I touch it.
God damn it.
As you walk up to touch the crystal, give me a con save.
Alright, figure I'm on a roll. I might as well trigger every trap we've got.
What happened to my hold person spell? God damn it. Where'd it go? I know I had it. Don't make me use speak with dead, you dumb shit.
23.
God damn it.
As your hands gets placed upon the crystal, everything around you stops and fades to gray. You see a being standing in front of you, holding out a singular hand. You can't identify this being. It doesn't seem to have any race, creed, or bearing. But it stands there, gesturing to you to take its hand. Would you like to?
Yes.
How are you not already a warlock?
As you take their hand, two massive wings sprout from their back, and you notice a beam of light coming out of them, almost as if a beacon just was lit, of pure gold light. You come back to, everything fades back to its proper color, and you hear Buford going, "Don't touch!" And in that moment, the gold light fills the room. The crystal is active. As you look through it, you can see Jeff sitting at his desk, probably doing a crossword or Sudoku or some puzzle of that nature. What would you like to do?
Well,
Yo, Jack.
we made it.
So as you call out to Jeff, he doesn't seem to notice that the crystal is active yet, and he may have it muted.
Hmm.
Hey, Kronk, you got that thing working. Maybe tap on it, see if you can get his attention.
Yeah, I wave my arms to see if I can get his attention.
Give me a performance check. Can you get his attention?
Can I? Prestidigitation lets me do lights, doesn't
9.
it?
I
Yes.
doubt it.
Kronk, no, you do not get his attention. You flail like a turkey with its head cut off.
Ooh. I will prestidigitation a shower of sparks in front of the crystal. Multicolored, like a little bitty sparkler
Give
fountain.
me a performance roll just to see how grand it is. Because it works.
Ooh.
There's no question about that, but yeah. Can it get
18.
Wonderful. How does it look? What is your magic, boy?
I snap and it starts as like just a little like silver with multicolor, but then little butterflies start flying out of it, and then little fuck you fingers in neon green. Right in front of the crystal.
I like it.
Beautiful. I think as soon as those lights dissipate, you just see Jeff staring through the crystal, very confused, as a small half-orc boy just appeared on his waystone. As he stares, you see him make a gesture with his hands, and you just hear, "Is this the right place, or did someone just get another waystone on the continent? Who are you?"
No,
Yes, Jeff.
you don't
This is
remember me.
right.
I'm
Oh, shit.
Buford.
Is that
I'm with
Kronk?
Kronk.
Oh, yeah. Kronk?
Yes,
I'll step out
we're
of the
here.
way.
I push him over to the side a little bit.
As you
Fuck
push
you,
him
Kronk.
away and step into frame, Jeff is just like, "Oh, wonderful. You've reloaded the lodestone. Did
All
Greg
right.
forget to reset it again?"
So Greg's dead.
Okay.
All right. So she's. This is Cusco, and I reach out of frame and I grab Cusco by the scruff and I
Mhm.
pull him into frame. So this is Cusco, my cousin.
He just gives a little wave, doesn't really say anything.
I push him off to the side. Now, he's the supposed mayor here now, or self-proclaimed, but
I mean,
we,
he does have the mayor's crown, so
well, yeah, I'll give you that.
he looks like the mayor to me. I never
But
really cared for Greg. Is he gonna reset the
we,
lodestone properly?
so we've hired an imp to help Cusco with the day-to-day monotonous bullshit. I know how ridiculous it
Give
sounds.
me a persuasion check.
I will hum a little ditty to the side to try and give him some fucking inspiration. Don't fuck this up, Kronk. Don't fuck
Gotta say,
this up.
you know you don't have to
fuck this up.
sing or do anything
Me
musical.
I'm
too.
gonna do it anyway.
Okay, I'm just making sure you know.
He's a bard. He's learning.
22.
Wonderful.
What's inspiration get you? Doesn't it get you an extra D4? Boost it. Push that number.
Push the number.
I need to check mine. Give me a second.
I was about to
So,
say, it depends
think
on which level you're casting that
mine.
at, too.
Ooh,
It's a D6.
my inspiration is a bonus D8.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
I was about to
Alright.
say, a
According to my
D8 is
sheet.
generally the flat end
I'll
of
roll
it.
a d8 for inspiration if I'm allowed by the DM.
Yeah, go for it.
He hasn't said what the roll like happens because of the roll, so as long as you add it before he says the result, you're good.
Yeah,
Usually.
Yeah, usually.
usually. If I accept the bullshit that's happening, which I am in this case.
Okay. So that would be. So that would be 24.
You know, Kronk, I trust your judgment.
Oh,
As
shit.
long as it gets done, we shouldn't have a problem on our end. We don't really care who takes care of it as long as it's taken care of. And if you say it is, then it is.
Well, as far as I know, it'll be taken care of, so we're just doing our best to get everything up and running between cities.
That's fair.
I have no idea when I'm gonna be back, by the way.
That's fair. Take all the time you need. This was really the main thing that we needed. You left on a rather good note for the new adventures. Nobody's tried any shit, and most of them are actually picking up slack and like protecting the town. So like, you're fine, man.
Remember, if they
Someone
get
being
out of
disintegrated
hand,
would probably do that to him.
if they get out of hand, decapitation never hurts.
I mean, so I hear. Some
Puts
towns
the
are
point
really into that
across
these days.
quick.
Or, you
You
just
can't do it
a
unfairly.
beating.
They gotta actually deserve the beheading. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to come back a little bit quicker. And you
I
ain't
mean,
gonna
yeah,
like,
of course. You know I'm not a man of quick to anger.
well, for now. But you know how people change.
Are you doubting me, Kronk?
No. I hope not.
You just let Mama Juju handle
It's true. I think she keeps him in line just as much as he tries to believe he keeps her in line.
I think as you make that comment, Jeff just kind of looks off to the side, very much I plead the fifth vibes going on of Baba Juju might be able to hear me. I'm not saying shit. um, but yeah, let me know if you need anything from Wellspring. You can always reach us on the lodestone.
We'll let you know when we're on our way out.
Sounds good.
Anything you might want us to bring back? Add it to the to-go list.
Is the baker still making his jellies?
Yes, yes, he is, and they're
Yes,
amazing.
he is.
Please grab me a few. I love how they change flavors.
You got
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Kronk.
That reminds me, I need to get more of that.
it next time. And then we disconnect the call.
How do you want to try and do that?
By turning around and walking away.
Oh, okay. Bye, Kronk.
I
Or-
know he's a dick. I know he's a dick, Jeff.
But yeah, I guess you all have a good day. I'm get back to my puzzle, I guess. There's not much else to do around here. And you just kind of see him look around. Like,
Forward down his knuckle dragger.
But yes, I think as Kronk leaves, everyone else would just see Cusco walking around the office trying to find like a comfy chair or something, just like get the feel of the office since he's never been here before.
I'll turn to the imp. Did we ever catch your name?
I mean, I told you at the bar, it's Betsy.
Okay. Thank you, Betsy. So you realize this dumbass that you're working with, you're gonna have to like herd him like a cat, right?
We don't so much herd cats around here. We let them do their thing. I'll just keep things running. I'll keep the cops turning.
I'm glad. Thank you for assuaging my concerns.
Give me a...
The inside, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Insight check. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Check.
Check.
So whiz check. 15. 1-5.
Yep, sorry, taking a shot.
You're good. Am I the only one not drinking yet?
Probably.
Damn.
Not drinking.
Oh, I haven't been drinking. I'm about to take a dab though.
Close enough.
I honestly don't buy alcohol very
Um,
often. I'll drink like maybe once or twice every couple months.
Keep your guts pickled. It's good for your health, I promise.
To a point.
I did a lot of that in college whenever I was in a fraternity.
I always
That's
forget
fair.
you were a frat boy.
Speaking
Yes,
of,
I
Oh,
was.
I need you. I'm
New
gonna
ammunition.
make
New
you drink when
ammunition.
I'm up there.
Don't be bringing real life into game. Anyway. Yeah, what do you guys want to do? You're chilling out at the mayor's office.
Was there a bulletin board, or do we have any side shit we needed to do in town? Are we on our own?
There's probably a bulletin board, but I feel like you definitely would have seen it and pegged it as empty at this time because
I get to be dead. Crunk's just wandering around.
that's
I'm
fine.
going.
But yeah, as far as you can tell, especially with you guys essentially instating a new mayor
Hey,
properly.
Cusco,
Oh yeah.
how do you feel about fighting rings, or the pits as I've heard them called around here?
My father was born in the pits. He worked a very hard time to get out of them and make a life for my mother and myself.
Not on the pro start a fight ring thing for people to just like work out their differences if they can't talk it out.
I mean, I'm no judge either.
You're the mayor. You kind of got to sign off on shit like that, bud.
Talk to the
Betsy.
imp.
Hey,
We've
Betsy.
never had any issue with adventurers settling their differences outside of the walls. And to be fair, there are no laws, as they would be, outside the gates. So,
Fucking with my betting plans. God fucking shit. Okay.
if you
yeah.
wanted to develop such things outside the gates, I would have no means of stopping you.
Mm-hmm. Great. You're such a help, Cusco. I'm gonna leave now.
Cusco
Good luck,
definitely
Betsy.
has a bit of a superiority complex with Buford, honestly, just because you guys are essentially the same age.
On my way. Fuck it. On my goddamn way out.
Essentially
Not-
the same age, but he's a complete fucking drunk, and Buford passes out after a drink.
On my
To
way
be
out.
fair, it's Kronk's family, but yes, Buford.
What is it? My range? When I'm at 59 feet, about to cross 60, not for damage, I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers on him just to try and creepify and fuck with his head.
For that, just give me a performance check and beat his AC, and I'll let you do it.
Deal. Performance?
Yeah. For no damage. It would be performance, in my opinion.
A 19.
Nice. So yeah, what do you want to whisper to him?
I want in 3 levels, almost like throat singing, multi-tone, whispering in his ear. The alcohol might numb the pain, you piece of shit, but you're still going to get what you deserve. And then echoing out, fading away.
Beautiful. I think when this happens, Cusco is just gonna pipe up, and sadly, the person I need is wandering. But I think Kronk would just have a tinge in the back of his head with
Un momento, someone's dying downstairs.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Kronk would just have a background whisper in his mind of cousin, the voices are back.
Unfortunately, he's AFK.
Unfortunately, but yes, would Oog and Tulio just like to follow Buford out, or are you chilling in the mayor's office as well?
Can I look around?
I'm in the square.
Of course.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Oog,
want to
you
look
never
around while I'm
entered?
here.
Yeah.
I never entered the party's little event. I headed off to the shopping area.
I am
He
so
was-
sorry. I assumed
he was
you
the last one
joined
into
back
town.
up with them whenever they ran into Cusco. That's my bad, honestly.
I'm getting teleported all over the fucking place.
Well, it's more of a choice. Do you want to decide that you jogged to catch up, or did you just easy stroll?
Honestly, in my
actually,
mind, for the timing to be proper, he would be arriving at the market whenever you guys were walking up to the mayor's office.
Okay, so do you want to?
And
Okay,
that's what happened in my head. I just didn't communicate that properly, I suppose.
so it's
Yeah,
an
I would have waited.
choice.
I would have
Yeah.
waited by and kept on going towards the market.
Okay.
They
Cool.
look like they got their shit together. I don't need to be a part of it.
Wonderful. What would you like to
You
do
can
in
go
the
ahead and
market
flash
then?
to yeah.
I'm
Sorry.
just gonna go stall shopping.
Anything you're looking for, or you just want to kill time?
Looking for a more fun pot.
I think you come across
Preferably
a shop
Trunk's back.
called... Wonderful. We'll update you in a second of what happened, but Oog, you find a shop that simply has a sign out front. And I say shop, but that's kind of
Nice.
much. It's more of a tent, but it has a sign out front with just a bag with multitude, like 10 different things popping out of it. Some like metals. You see a few fruits, some vegetables, some flowers. Just like a bag of many things popping out of it, you know? But there you would see all of these crystal wares and see-through pots, pans, skillets, essentially kitchenware made out of crystal.
ooh.
And
I would go searching for a pot I could call home.
wonderful.
Or that you could use to replace mine.
Yeah.
You would definitely see a 5, 8, 10, 12, and 20-gallon pots made out of pure crystal and see-through. Essentially a
I-
fishbowl.
I go for the 20-gallon pot.
What would you like to do with it? Are you just looking at it? Do you want to try to crawl inside it? Like, what you wanting to do?
I'm looking for the store. Can be like, hey, how much?
As you look deeper into the tent and see a small little like crate table in the back of it, you see a figure in all white robes, almost like a burqa, but they have a wooden mask of... Give me a second, I have to roll.
Ooh.
Roll initiative. It's a bidding war.
Not quite.
Figured it'd be
You
interesting
see
though.
a mask in the resemblance of a cat.
Okay.
When you ask about the price of the fishbowl, essentially, you would just see him raise a hand with 6 digits extended, but no verbal response or auditory.
I hold up a copper.
The hand of 6 phalanges sits there in the air.
I pull out 6 of them. They're like, acceptable?
The hand stays erect and vertical to indicate it may not be enough.
Alright, put the copper away. I pull out silver. 6 silver coins.
The hand changes to a cup form, like cupping motion, to receive the payment, and extends well further than this entity should have arm's length of.
That's normal. I place the coins in the hand. Can I get a receipt for that?
He hands you a piece of papyrus, particularly small, that just has 6 silver X fishbowl. And
Thank
hands
you,
it to
sir.
you.
I proceed to carry the 20-gallon pot over to, or back to the wagon, and filling it with water and putting it in the wagon.
Wonderful. You, yes, have just acquired a 20-gallon cauldron-style pot made out of pure, clear quartz crystal.
And I will clean out the old pot and replace it to its rightful home after vigorously making sure it's clean.
Yeah, for sure. Since it is your poison, you would definitely know how to instantly, like, make it inert, essentially, or non-harmful for people such as your servants that would have cleaned the hot springs or surrounding areas. Like, there are definitely ways, but those are gonna stay secret for you. But I am gonna say it's probably gonna take you most of the day to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So now that we are caught up with Oog, and everyone is presumably, or no, Tulio, you are investigating the, I'm gonna call it a manor because it is more of like a small mansion setup rather than offices for the mayor.
Okay.
And you wanted to search it, correct?
That's correct. I want to look around.
Alrighty, would you like to try and channel your deity as you use your artifact?
Yes, I would.
Wonderful. Is anyone with Tulio right now? I know Kronk left and went out to the square, at least. Buford, did you follow, or did you chill with Tulio as he stayed to investigate the area more?
I'd say I would have popped like around the corner so Cusco couldn't see me. But yeah, I would have followed Tulio after he started poking around because it would have crossed my mind like, wait a minute. This is a mayor's joint, and no one's been up here. There could be some interesting finds.
That's fair.
Step off my turf, boy.
So, since we're cutting back to this, we are going to be at the point of Kronk is getting his way out to the main area with the crystal and whatnot, leaving Cusco in the mayor's proper office at the top of the, like, dual Cinderella stairs that are like 10 feet behind the crystal in the main lobby. But as you make it to the lobby, you hear in the back of your head, and you know 100% this is Cusco, but you just hear, Cousin, the voices are back. And you have the indistinguishable notion that your cousin is suffering in some way, even though you just left him in his office perfectly fine with Buford and Tulio. But as they exit,
Shit, there's a problem.
That's reason enough to worry.
but
Truly
as
owed
you
dissolved
get this
people.
notion, you would turn around and see Buford exiting the office into the main like hallway at the top of the stairs, and you would see Tulio following, not too far behind, but not too close either. And they just kind of like split off to one of the side corridors into the hallways, something that you can't quite see, but you just see them leave the office. What would you like to do, Kronk?
I'm gonna walk back into the office with Cusco.
You walk in and you see Cusco sitting at the desk in the vibrant purple leather, or like purple, but leather dyed in a vibrant purple. There we go. Presidential chair as he sits there, fully taking in that he is the one in charge of this entire city that is possibly more expensive than your entire family's company. And just realizing what he just walked into and just accepted blindly, essentially. And you can see that, like, the gears turning in his head and he doesn't really respond whenever you initially walk in. What would you like
The
to
wheels
do?
are spinning, but there's nothing that they're powering.
I'll say a lot of concern and yeah, not a lot of answers coming from that.
Hamster's running, but the gears aren't turning.
Yeah.
Yep.
But as far as you can tell,
You
he's
alright?
Yeah. I just heard a voice in my head that wasn't mine. And
Well.
I'm scared that this is what power does to people. It makes them crazy.
What
It
did
made
it say?
Dad crazy. It says it knows what I've done
Oh,
and that I'm a bad person. But
What
I haven't
have
done
you done?
anything. I'm not a bad person. You remember Manchester? My third llama? I let them eat him. Because they wanted meat. They had steak, but they wanted llama. And I let them.
That's a little fucked up. Can't believe you let them eat Manchester.
Like, yes, I regret it, obviously.
I'm gonna need some fancy clothes to be able to cope with that.
He just, like, gestures over to a bag that is filled with, like, every single piece of clothing that you could think of made out of llama wool. And you realize that there are a large stock of vibrant orange and black, but there's only a small stock of white wool products. All of the white wool products have a Manchester sigil on them. Take whatever you want. It's your family business too. And he's just breaking down at his desk.
Well, seeing how you put it that way, I'm gonna go over and pick out the fanciest clothes I can find.
You find like full Baron of Winterhold style clothes out of like orange, black, and yeah, a few white pieces that you probably
Okay.
pick out as the finest equipment. They
Then
don't-
that's what I'll pick.
Wonderful.
Then I'll
Nick,
turn back to Cusco and so when did the voice start to talk to you?
like 3 minutes ago, when your friends
Did-
left,
Did you do anything weird?
I literally sat down in the chair and they left. That's all I remember.
At this point, I'm gonna yell out for Tulio.
Tulio, you would definitely hear, but you don't necessarily have to respond. And I think when you do Kronk, you would just hear Cusco be all like, "Do you think it's Manchester's ghost? come back to haunt me. I
There.
did bury him at sea. He always hated the sea.
It is absolutely retarded. Cusco, pull your head out of your ass. It's not the ghost of your llama coming back to haunt you. If anything, I don't know what we got, but we got something. So we're gonna figure this out.
Give me a persuasion check, and yes, would you like to
I'll head-
respond?
I'll head to the main hall because I was just called by Kronk. I happen to like him a little bit, so yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
15.
So Kronk definitely calms Cusco down quite a bit, but he's still not quite convinced that it's not Manchester. And this would be the time that Tulio would walk into the mayor's office to... What scene do they come into, Kronk?
It'd have to be Cusco sitting there, bawling his eyes out, and Kronk standing there kind of awkwardly,
Just like
patting the top of his head.
llama.
And is that your fucking dead llama coming back to kill you? I
What
will
can I
fucking
help you
thank
with?
the gods you're here to live. So, this little shit is hearing voices in his head.
That's not normal.
Well,
Not normally. I thought I got rid of these voices when I left Papa.
so I figured, seeing how as you're the one who melts faces and shit, you would probably know a little something about this.
I mean, I know all about hearing voices in my head. I'm not sure how to make them stop. But you know what?
Well, why don't you talk to him?
Let me try something real quick. I'd like to summon up a little pair of scissors and do a little snip.
Give me a
I don't like the sound of
Arcana
that.
check.
Yeah, 100%. So let's see. Where's my character sheets down there? I rolled a 14. Gotta get the feeling up. I think Arcana is a +5, so 19.
Wonderful. You sever the connection. Kronk, you see almost as if the cloud of depression and anxiety hanging over Cusco dissipate almost instantaneously as you see Tulio just like walk into the room and be like do a weird
Just like snips some scissors in midair and then just walks back into the mansion.
Wait,
yeah, just walk in, like
God.
snip literally the most random point of air with some shadow scissors out of everything and then just walk back to the crystal.
Well, alright then.
Should be fixed.
Thank you, Tulio.
Buford, give me a D4 roll.
That's a solid 4, big boss.
Wonderful. You take that much psychic damage.
Beholder!
And a played. We're good.
Fun of
Son of a bitch!
And yeah, you just get like an intense headache as you can feel one of your recently casted spells get forcibly severed.
So I'm getting how's this gonna manifest as a headache or
Yeah,
something
it's
else?
just like a headache that you get after
I say
a
fuck this
twinge.
shit.
It's like
snap my
someone instantly
fingers.
like stabbed your brain with a knitting needle, like a solid 12 gauge. But then just like pulled it out and you're like, fuck, that hurt. But it's not
I'm
gonna
gonna-
manifest any physical effects.
I'm gonna feel my headache and I'm gonna hum like a little lullaby my ma used to sing me. so that I healing word myself, and I
Okay.
just took 4 health back.
Wonderful.
I'm gonna go back to looking to see if there's anything that would be of interest to me, be it valuables or information around in this place.
Give me an investigation check. I've been trying to get to that, but things have been.
No, you're good. I'm gonna specify particularly what Tulio is looking for to you. I'll just message you on
Wunderbar.
information. Let's see. That one is investigation, you said?
Indeed.
Alright. That is also just a +5. So that would be 16.
Wonderful. And I'll wait for you to make the specific requests.
Mm,
Tactically shit your pants.
Um,
Do it.
So, as you look around, you would notice a very distinct and almost as if you're. I'm trying to think of the correct word. It's not manifesting, but astral projecting outside your body. You get this bird's eye view of the city, but not much outside of it. But you notice the entire thing is set up for a magic conduit of nature. Something to store and redirect energy or magic.
The bird's eye view of the city?
Correct.
What's the center of it?
The center, as
Or
far as
do
you
I need
can
an
tell,
arcana check?
I was about to say, you can't see what necessarily the main conduit is, but you can definitely see that it's all centered around the docks, is where most of the power would be the most noticeable, or bleed effect noticeable, from wherever it may be coming from.
Okay.
But you would notice that the main thing that you can tell that's drawing the most magic from this area and this conduit is the waystone itself. And whereas
Gotcha.
the entire city has circuitry made, or magic circuitry made out of orange hued magic, the waystone itself is a myriad of sparkling colors within a mass void of white that just seems to be connecting to the city's conduit, but as well the rest of the continent. And you can even see one that you can get almost a clear but fuzzy picture of Wellspring.
Okay.
But
Like-
for what you're looking for specifically, there is no direct connection.
Okay. Just inside of the manor, is there like what's it called? Like a desk or anything where the previous mayor probably would have stored documents or things like that?
Yeah, that's where Cusco is currently recovering
Chillin'.
from his breakdown, and yeah.
All right. I'll look at Cusco. You mind if I look through the desk real quick? I'm trying to find research notes on if elves lay eggs.
He just looks up with you with a few tears still in his eyes as he's trying to dry them, and he's just like, "What did you say?"
Oh, yeah. So, back on the main continent, I found out, and this is a very closely guarded secret, so you can't go spreading this around, okay? Very hush-hush. Back on the mainland, elves reproduce by laying eggs. So I've come here to find out if the elves on this continent reproduce in the same way.
Give me a persuasion check.
Not deception.
Because he truly believes this. Tulio truly
Huh.
believes it, so it's not technically a lie.
Huh.
He's just got to convince everyone else.
Okay.
Let's see. For persuasion, unfortunately, that is my lower number. But
Mine too.
I will say, to be fair, this actually might be under deception because this is what Tulio was cooked up as his cover.
I mean, we could, but that's what
Because that's what I rolled it under last time.
You
Nope,
just
stick
want the
with
bigger
persuasion.
number.
Roll.
Persuasion.
Roll.
I already
Yeah.
rolled.
Roll
It's
it.
For
15.
this one, because he's
Yeah,
not
it's
necessarily
15.
the smartest. Wonderful.
Yeah. No, the roll, I hadn't like changed the roll I'd rolled. I was just wondering on which one it would be because of that. But yeah.
That's fair.
15.
Honestly, it depends on who you're telling.
Gotcha.
Because some people will definitely know the answer to this, but I think you're smart enough not to say this in front of those people. But with a 15, you would just see Cusco like roll back because the chair has full coasters and everything made out of copper. It's very noisy.
Yeah.
But he like rolls back from the desk and he's like, "Go for it, I suppose. I hope you find your elf pawn," and just walks out.
No, not like that. Just need to know that that's how like the children are created, in eggs.
Dun, dun.
He just gives
Step,
you a
step, step,
nod
step,
and
step.
keeps walking a little bit faster maybe now.
All right, goes back to the desk.
But yes, as you search the desk, if you're still looking for information of
Yeah.
such things, I don't think you would find anything outside of one document that would have particular notes about a case of thievery happening before everything happened, obviously. But
Yeah, I figured.
seemed they were searching for a goblin or an imp or a small, vast, sentient creature that kept disappearing in dead ends. But anytime the soldiers tried to go back the next morning, they wouldn't be able to find the same streets or alleys. That would be the only thing of note in his desk. You would find a lot of general noise complaints and pretty mundane things at this location. And there would be one other thing. Sorry, I'm reading notes, so I'm making sure I find everything for him. Because Greg had a little bit of info. But you can't get that.
I was like,
info.
well, while the information's unguarded, might as well go snooping.
Honestly, not a bad play. I wasn't expecting it, low-key.
Would do. Definitely what a rogue would do.
I'm a warlock, thank you very much, and I believe in my class statement it says, searching for random bullshit secrets about the multiverse and other things.
I mean,
You know
not
who else goes
entirely.
through other people's shit? Rogues.
So you would find one report, and you would see the two that wrote it were of the Grimguard, Pipe and Perp Peak. They have... It's more of a story, really, because it was before Cape Copper was fully developed into what it is today, whenever it was simply a dock at the edge of the ocean. They had a interaction with some natives, the Uririn. They came offering a few trinkets, some leathers, peace, in general. But when they took the gifts, a mass plague started, but they could never tie it back to them properly or do anything.
Goddamn squirrel puppets.
So you could probably find some information about some rivalry at the very least between the Irwin and Cape Copper as a city. They don't seem to be against anyone being here. They just don't want a lot of people here, if that makes sense. But this would also be one of the only things you see from before the beheading.
Right. Any good valuables or anything that looks interesting through my beautiful little monocle?
You wouldn't see anything necessarily in the office, but you would notice an outline on one of the walls.
Ooh. I'm gonna go do a little sniffery snoof around this wall.
Give me a roll.
Yeah. Flat roll is 11.
Give me an Arcana roll.
Okay. Arcana.
Does he
is
actually
plus-
sniff the wall?
Yeah.
I'll give you
Yeah.
advantage on that then.
All right. So first roll is a 16, and then the with advantage would be way less than that. 16.
Wonderful. So as you see this glittery outline, you walk up to the wall, give it a good ol' schneef, and you get flashbacks of home and the great snows that came in your native land. Much like caffeine affects humans, this snow gave you a little extra boost and warmth for the winter. Not generally snorted, but definitely could be. Normally it's made into a nice wine or like mead. But as you sniff this, you can definitely tell that this is illusionary magic of your clan.
I'm gonna just walk through it real quick. Actually, I want to before I do that, I want to look around and make sure I'm not being watched by anybody.
I'll say I think Kronk is still in the room. So he sees you like walk up and sniff the wall.
But what are you doing?
Well, sometimes walls have different smells if there's like stuff behind them, or like I'm looking for information, okay?
All right. Well, that's all you had to say. Let me give you a hand here. I go up to punch the wall.
Give
if
me a
anything's
strength
behind
check.
it. Fucking critical fail.
Got a 1. 1 with
Yeah, but I got a +4 to my strength, so 5.
That's a 1, baby. So as you go to punch the wall, and you punch like 2 inches in front of where Tulio is actively sniffing it still, and you simply, when you think you're about to make contact and should definitely make contact, you don't, and your fist phases through the wall, and you just essentially tackle and barrel roll through with Tulio, landing on some spiral stairs. And I'm gonna say give me an acrobatics check to see if you can save yourself or if you're rolling all the way down these steps.
Oh, thank God, that's 19 on the flat roll.
19 on flat, yeah.
I have a +8
And I got a
acrobatics.
+4 with
So-
acrobatics, so.
I have a +8 on the acrobatics on that flat night.
Wonderful.
And do I still have inspiration from earlier?
No, it only works for one thing.
Fuck.
You have to choose what it
I
is.
tried.
But as you two fall through and fall down a single flight, when I say that I mean like 10 steps,
Mhm.
but since it's a spiral staircase, there's not really flights. But you
It's just
both,
got that little plateau step every like couple.
yeah. But you both stopped yourselves. I think Tulio goes full spider like chimney climb on the sides of the walls and stops himself from falling. Kronk, I feel like you just landed on one of those landings.
I want it to be like how it was
essentially.
when he's like falling down the stairs
Yeah,
in the
essentially.
fucking movie. Yeah.
Yep. And yeah, you come to a stop and you just see Tulio like halfway up the flight of stairs you just fell down, like full on spider climbed, stuck to the wall, chilling like, oh, close one.
Well, it could have gone way worse, but hey, see,
really
I'm
could
helping you
have.
find information.
But yes,
We
you
didn't
both,
know this was here.
as you both sit there and look around, as far as you can tell, it goes down at least 5 more flights.
I'm definitely going down.
Let's go.
If you two want to go down there, then Oog and Buford.
I'm still poking around in the man.
I'm cleaning pots.
I was about to say, I know. Yeah, Oog would still be cleaning.
All right, guys,
Buford,
we'll go kill another god and incur some more wrath. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Buford,
This
I
will
know you
only
were
be the
following
second god we've killed.
Tulio, but did you follow him back in whenever he answered the call
No.
for all that? Okay, I didn't think
Because
so.
you said we came out the office and went like opposite ways down the hallway deeper into the mansion.
No, you two went down the hall as well. Kronk watched you guys walk off.
It definitely seems
Yeah,
like
whenever you
Kronk
guys were
and
down there.
Tulio are the dynamic duo.
Then no, because when I would have ignored the callback because I would have popped detect magic on myself to look
So
around the office or just the rooms
I
I
was
can
about to
get
say
into.
you wouldn't be in the office. You would be in the hallway on the east side.
Yeah.
Uh,
But in the hallway and then going room to room with detect magic on to see what I could find. And what I could observe. I'm
I was
looking
about to say
for
most of the doors will be locked. There are 5 doors on this side.
I
He goes, "This is why I have the skeleton key." Grabs
Mhm.
hurdy-gurdy, smashes it through fucking door. Skeleton key.
I was actually really expecting that, not gonna lie.
Features and traits. I
Let's say.
wanted to say I had proficiency with lockpicks
While
and
you
thieves'
look
tools.
through that, I need
thought I
to
did.
urinate profusely. I am starting to sweat, so I'm going to take a quick break. Bathroom break.
Sounds
All
good.
right.
Mm-hmm. Class features, racial traits. Well, am I being lied to by my memory? It would appear so. I don't know. What have I got in my inventory? I got a crowbar, don't
No, you do not. I have no fucking idea.
I? Depending if you gave me, if it's the adventurers pack,
Oh, if
one
you
of one of the basic packs you start with like a crowbar and shit as part of your kit. But doing it that time. I'm spending the whole game washing dishes. Yeah, today. You could head into town and go on your own adventure. Other possessions.
I now have a see-through sleeping one.
Bedroll candle. Got disguise cat. I do not, in fact. What's what can Sentry lights, snuff a candle, torch. I can clean stuff. Flavor, color, mark. Well, tits. I am just, I guess, sleight of hand or performance checking the fuck out of every lock I can then. Cause yeah, let's see, cause I've been having struggle bus with adding with getting stuff into my inventory that I should have. Yeah, no, there is something up with adding stuff on this thing that you like gotta go way back into buttfuck nowhere.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Oh yeah.
That's why I just do it all by hand.
Well, that's what I'm about to frickin' do.
Yeah. No matter how much I try, all the online shit always disappoints.
Do that. Actions. Character. I guess edit. Equipment. Here we go. Add. Jesus tits. Why does other gear? Nothing? URST. Sorry guys, I know I'm buggering. I'm not seeing proficiency with any of this, so I will be whatever you want me to roll, just bare ass trying to get through doors.
I mean, if you want to brute through it, strength. If you want to pick them, just do a dex check.
Okay.
They're normal locks, so beat a 13.
Dexy it is. As choice number 1. No, inventory's fucking with me. I know it worked before.
I'll say you have 5 attempts.
Just a straight Dexy, not any of the smaller things of the skill items.
I think technically it's sleight of hand, but
Okay. I get a +1. Sleight of hand's a 2 for me. Dex is a 1.
I'm back.
15 for my first roll.
okay. So you open one door.
Second door's an 8, so that's a no.
So you break off a pick in that one, so you can't pick it again.
Door number 3 is a 14.
That's a success. So 2 doors open.
Number 4 is a 15.
That's 3 doors open.
And then 19 for the 5th door.
So 4 out of 5 of the doors you were able to open. 1 has a broken lock with a pick in it.
Mm, Can are these like good like brass doorknobs with a good turn handle and stuff?
Everything is copper.
Okay. But it's not like a cabin door where it's a stick on a thing that they're
No, they're like proper doors and like
okay.
cabinets and shit like we have now.
Okay.
Just made out of copper.
Let's get creative.
Like they got hinges and shit, but like
From my cook's utensils, I want to take my spatula and see if I can do yawl credit card trick on the one with the on the door that's still locked. See if I can slip the bolt.
with how the door jambs are made, I don't think you can get the spatula in that slot because that's a 90 degree you'd have to get around on top of the
Okay.
entrance angle. Jafil. Because
Then
the
I'll
hinges
take
are on the inside and they're swinging indoors, so the door
Okay.
jam is kind of blocking your access to that.
Upon this assessment, I'm gonna look around, look around and listen, see if I can. Pretty sure I'm by myself.
By the time you get the 4th door unlocked, you would definitely hear a crash, a tumble, and then silence. But otherwise, yeah. I think you would see Cusco down around the waystone, just kind of like looking through, staring at Jeff, not really interacting, just like, this is neat. Really just trying to get a handle of what the fuck he has to do now.
Then I'm gonna go ahead and try and kick in the last door. Fuck it.
Give me a strength check.
15.
You hit the door, and both it and you vibrate in a very similar frequency, but it doesn't budge.
Can I take one more kick and then call it? If this door's stuck, it's stuck. It's a cursed door.
Yeah, you can try again. You're just making a lot of noise.
17.
As you go to kick again, it still doesn't budge, but I think Cusco starts walking up the like decadent Cinderella stairs and it's just like, oh, do you need some help?
Did you get the keys for this house, or are you locked out like the rest of us?
I mean, I didn't have keys for the front door. Maybe I can just open it. And as he walks up to you in the door, he actually sees the door and he's like, oh, I can try. You've dented it quite a bit, but we'll see if it still opens.
If you,
Go for it.
I'm like, if you could do it, boss, more power to you. I was trying to make sure you could get around your new house, man.
He just gives you like a shifty look as he stares at what he is still trying to comprehend as his new house with a massive dented copper door that he has no clue how to fix. But he reaches for the handle, and it turns, but the door does not budge even when he like bashes his shoulder up against it. Oh, I might have to call someone to fix this first, but then we should be able to get in.
Hey, Betty.
She comes walking up the stairs from the reception's desk in the main lobby. Yeah?
You got the house keys, or are we kind of up a creek and we're gonna have to call the smith to come pop this sucker?
She looks at the door. Yeah, I'll get that fixed. But as far as I know, he unlocked the blood seal at the front door, so he should be able to open any door in here. Why is the door bent?
Because I gave it a whack.
Well, that was bright.
Well, I tried the gentle method first, and then Dinkus tried the knob and it didn't work. So, you know.
So,
Thanks, though.
Yeah, and she just walks away, and she's like, this not today. um, but yes, I believe at that point, Cusco would probably walk away and go back to doing whatever he was, seeing as he can't really help.
I'll head down to door number 5, and I'll like push all my doors open on my way there,
Yeah.
and then pop my detect magic, and then run around each room in the 10 minutes I have to see if anything lights up.
Yeah, no. As you search each room, you find a bedroom, a study, a library,
Ooh.
an area that seems to have like a crystal ball in the middle of it, but there is no active magic or magic items per se in these areas.
I'll head for the library and see if all the books are in common or anything funky.
As you walk in and look around, you would notice many different texts. Some are written in Orcish. Some are in Elvish, but most are in Common.
Okay.
They just seem to be like general business ledgers, crafting guides, and like city development stuff.
Okay. Nothing particularly valuable. Oh, go to the crystal.
Okay.
Library's boring.
As
Study's
you
probably
go into the crystals room, you enter in on this small, like 10 by 10 room with this 5-inch crystal orb on a pedestal in the middle with 2 chairs surrounding it. What would you like to do?
I'd like to investigate the room in general. Is there any like glyphage?
There's no glyphage,
ceremonial
but there
things?
is a lot of curtains, but there's only one window.
Or what's the carvings look like?
Curtains.
Oh, curtains. My bad.
Hanging fabrics and whatnot.
Well,
But it's a very dimly lit room with all the curtains, and there's really not much outside of this sitting area, essentially.
I will go sit in one of the chairs and then just touch the crystal ball. Fuck it.
As you sit there and touch the crystal ball, you see your parents working on the farm, out in the fields, doing what they do best.
Does this feel like a memory or look like what's going on right now?
It
Like
looks
current
to be
knowledge?
what is actively happening in the current season. So, as far as you can tell, it's more of a direct feed, live feed.
Hey, Ma. Hey, Paul.
There doesn't seem to be any reaction or recognition. But, yes. You can give me an
Uh,
investigation check to see if you can figure out what this thing is.
That would be a big 14, Jesus.
As
What
far
an
as
arc.
you can tell, this is a similar magic technology to the Waystones, but it seems more to be like a security monitoring system of some nature rather than a video call.
I'll try actively thinking about Oog while still touching the crystal.
Give me a wisdom check.
17.
You fade from viewing your family in the fields working to Oog scrubbing the pot.
Okay. Is the crystal like affixed to the pedestal on the table, or is it just sitting in a holder?
As far as you can tell, it is sitting
Is it
on
bolted
a
down?
red velvet pillow.
Well,
Motherfucker's taking everything he can get. That he was
well,
offered.
in that case, since Cusco's the fucking idiot. Oh, but Betty could use it. Nah, I'm gonna pocket. This goes in my backpack.
Um,
Or I try to put it in my
Let's
backpack.
say, give me a strength and dex check.
Strength is 23.
Okay.
Dex is a 20. Dirty 20. I rolled a 19.
Wonderful. And now a con save.
6.
Beautiful. So, as you pick this orb up, it changes from a smoky white quartz to a black and purple with shimmers of blue, and you lose control of your body. That feeling of discomfort of there's not enough space comes back to you, and you can just feel almost as if it's bleeding out and over your skin, a shadow take over your body as soon as you hold this orb in your hands.
I would like to cast a spell magic.
So you have no control of your body. How would you like to cast?
I can't, because it's unless you think mental works for the somatic, I can't.
I was about to
Okay.
say he
About
thinks
say
really, really hard about it.
you would
I was
have
like,
to
I start
have.
screaming in my brain, but
Yeah, I think it would require a bit more than that for this.
yeah, semantic would be movement of air.
Yeah.
So,
About to say if you can cast, that would be great. But I'm trying to figure out how. But if you can't, I do have a thing.
somatic and somatic. Yep, I no control of myself. Give me a second. I'm checking. I'm just going to throw.
Oh, my mic was muted. The only thing that I could think of that you could do that wouldn't be a racial or specific to you to help with this situation is a religion check to see if you can call upon a divine, if that's a path you really want to test.
No, but an Arcana check wouldn't
That would
help me
help you
find a wiggle room.
identify, but that wouldn't necessarily regain control or react to what's happening per se. You would just understand what's happening a bit better. You can take an Arcana check if you want to try to, identify and see what's happening to you.
I would,
Since
yeah, I'm
that's
going for
all
the
mental.
I'm taking the Arcana check, which is an 11. And I'm trying to like see if there's wiggle room and if I can parse out if trying to do a contest of wills would bust me free.
So,
Just stubborn my way out of it.
So as you do your Arcana check, you just hear a voice. It's my turn to play. And
No, it is not.
sadly, at this time, I don't think your will can overtake his. So, as you're standing there, you take out your hurdy-gurdy. And you remember you asphyxiated a few animal heads or carvings, right?
Yeah. I put some trophies from the puppets on there, yeah. Smaller
Remind
ones.
me which heads you put on there? Because I know you couldn't get the rhino head on there. That's bigger than the hurdy-gurdy.
Too big. What was
But
was the did was
there
it
were
cats or something?
Cat.
there was
It was the cat.
cat, some giant weasels, and I think I sprang a raccoon on you, but I don't think you got any of his pieces.
I think there would have been the cat. I think was the only one that I got the puppet head for.
Wonderful. And yes, if I
I
remember
don't think
correctly, you asphyxiated it to the end
Oh
of...
no, I did.
Yeah.
Because we caught some of the weasels, so I would have had a cat and a weasel like a cell phone charm hanging off the neck
I'm
by
gonna
my
use the
pegs.
cat because I like that idea.
Your call, boss.
But yes, as you're taken over by the shadow and magical force, you can identify it to being similar to what Tulio's magic feels like to you, since yours is more of a natural magic that you flow with rather than manipulate with how you've learned it so far since you were self-taught. So you'd be able to identify it's a similar magic to his, but not necessarily his magics. But you would take out your hurdy-gurdy. You would take the cat skull, and you would bring the orb and cat skull together, and from that, you would just see meat and bone and visceral flesh being formed in front of you as you're frozen in the shadows. Form. Before you stands a 12-foot behemoth with an itty-bitty cat head. And you just hear... meow. Meow, meow.
Am I still frozen?
Yes. And as soon as they finish speaking, I think Tulio and Kronk would definitely hear the booming voice, but not necessarily understand what the fuck you just heard. But as soon as he finishes speaking, he disappears in a flash of white light. And you are free to move again.
Well, fuck. Do I still got the sphere?
No, it is gone. As far as you can tell, it became the core of this new being.
Motherfucker.
Whoa, buddy.
You tried so hard,
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
only to
What?
lose.
What's?
He awakened someone. I wasn't expecting
Describe.
Buford to awaken this person or for him
I'm
to
gonna-
be awakened, but
I'm gonna snap
is
off
fun.
I'm gonna snap off a locate object, thinking of the sphere.
what
And
is the
s-
range on that?
30 feet.
1,000. No, 1,000 feet for locate object. I have 1,000 feet of sphere.
It does not show up. I was hoping you had more distance than that, honestly.
I did too, cause that's level 2.
I was about to say you'd have to
And I'm
cast
not
it
seeing
pretty
an
high
option-
for it to be more.
I'm not seeing an option to throw it at 3rd level even to increase the range. It's not a choice.
No, it would be a homebrew rule, and I would only do that at level 5 spell. So you'd have to be like level 6, 7, or 8, depending on class.
Well,
I
shit.
think it's level
But
7.
yeah, or thank you.
Spells.
Yeah, level 5 spells would be 7. Which we all know
Well,
is pretty loose with me, but
I'm
I do believe
gonna
he is out of range.
like poke my head out of the room, look around, see if anyone noticed that bullshit was going on in this room I'm in right now.
So Cusco's completely unaware. You can tell he's in his own little world, just walking around the manor. However, you see peering directly at your door as you open it and look through, Betsy from the front desk, just giving you the evilest stare, like, if you break something, I will murder you. I just got this job.
I'll give her a cheeky little wave, and then I'll head down to the study.
Give me a persuasion check, or no, deception. Persuasion. You're not necessarily.
Persuasion.
What?
Yeah, I'm not lying about nothing. I'm
You're
just
not lying, but you're
gonna
hiding.
roll with it.
Yeah. I'll take that.
So persuasion or performance?
Persuasion.
Yet. Crit fail.
She's making a beeline for that room.
And I am still heading down to the study.
So you move down one door and enter the study.
Yep, and I start poking around, see what the study's all about.
So I'm gonna leave you there because you're not doing much.
Yeah, that's fair.
Um,
Plus, I need a potty.
Kronk and Tulio.
Sorry, what the fuck did he just say?
That he has to potty.
Oh,
What,
okay.
Tinkle?
He's tinkling. But yes, as you guys make your way down the spiral staircase, easily another 10 flights of stairs, you come to this completely cobbled room of... Both of you give me a wisdom check.
Oh, you see, I rolled a 4, and with a wisdom, that would be a 9.
I'm sorry, what did you just fucking say? What was your base roll?
4.
A 4.
4?
Yeah.
Dude, you need to stop fucking talking before I roll my dice because you're like jinxing me. We're getting the same shit.
Well, you said dynamic
what's your
duo, so if
modifier?
if we
I
win
mean,
together, we fail
we gotta
together.
win and fail together, I guess. So,
I'm relaxing in my new pot.
you said wisdom, so that's +5, so 9.
Wonderful.
It makes his calculations easier too.
True. As you
It
guys
does.
stand there and look around, you see many devices that I don't think you're quite accustomed to, honestly. Like Tulio, you think you know what they are, but they're definitely not torture devices, but you just as simple descriptions. You see a X frame with a few straps on it in the corner. You see what looks like a vaulting horse without the handles. And you know what? No, this one will be classic, like a stretcher table. That one, Tulio, was definitely a torture device at some point. You know that for sure. But with those rules, I don't think you fully comprehend that you're in the sex dungeon. And you just think it's the regular ass dungeon.
I definitely get the feeling that I don't want to touch anything.
Yes. You may not have the wisdom to know what it is, but you have the intelligence to not touch anything in a place like this. Your daddy taught you better.
Well, anything else in here besides the devices?
You see a chest in the back corner if you really want to open it. I'll leave that one up to you.
No balls. No
I'll do it.
balls.
Fuck it. I'm on a roll with fucking shit up tonight for myself.
Who's
I
opening?
bet you it's a fucking crazy mimic.
It's the sex mimic.
It's a sex mimic. That's all I know. I'm getting ready to really regret this.
That's why
First
you
an
need
imp,
the
then a
mimic
mimic.
can be.
But yeah, who's opening the chest?
I guess I will.
I'm just like, you got this. I believe in you.
Wonderful. As you open the chest, you see a myriad of. Give me another intel or wisdom check. This one with advantage, because Tulio's helping. He's encouraging.
Okay. That's another 4. So +5, that's 9.
I have nothing to do with
And
that one.
then. Oh, 7.
Hey, a little
helped.
So
better.
that's 12. All right,
That's
I'll
all
I'll
I
I'll
needed.
take 12.
You find many statues and idols of snakes, but they're not snakes. They're straight up dildos, just with very poor designs of snakes over it. So, like, you could say it's a snake. Very poorly disguised dildos of many different species, size, and sharpness. If you really want, you might even see one sharp enough to be used as a knife. But you're not sure if that's the intended purpose. And no, you don't recognize the race that it would belong to.
I
know for a
bet you
fact you don't
Buford
know.
would get a lot of use out of these.
I'm sure he would.
I mean, a lot of use.
I mean, we could always just have him come down here and bring him back to the cot for him.
Fuck it, let's do it.
You taking the chest back?
Yeah.
Oh no, we're gonna have him carry it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So I'd like to close it. Do we have anything that I could like kind of lock it with, so he can't fucking know what's in it until we get back?
I would say you probably have a few basic locks back in your car, but not necessarily on you. You mostly only have your basic gear and your money on you right now.
Could I form up a little shadow lock?
Yeah, I'd give you that. It would just be
Alright.
like a concentration to keep it there, which
Yeah.
you're not in battle or engaging in someone, so you should be fine.
Yep. We'll go get Buford and then we'll tell him that we need to go back to the cot to unlock.
So, yes, you make it back up the stairs, and you would see, I think at this point you would see Buford moving from the study, because most anything that he can read is not of any interest, to the next room, which would have been the bedroom, which was my presumption you were heading for, Buford, after the study, since you already kind of searched that. Buford. Cool.
Is
Ooh,
he not back yet? Okay.
The cat actually kidnapped him.
possibly,
Damn.
because I definitely heard him walk back from the bathroom. But, Oog, what?
Sorry, I forgot I had the mic turned off.
Ugh.
I
yeah.
was saying
The fool bag.
anything I could read, you said. I can pop comprehend languages and read anything. As a bard, I can read anything.
Okay,
for
would
10
you like
minutes.
to spend the next 5 days reading everything in his library?
No, but
Because there's nothing
browse.
of like magic or interest, honestly.
Okay. No maps or anything fun?
No,
Okay.
not here. It would mostly be history and like honestly empty books for the history of the new continent.
Fair enough. Okay.
But there's not
Then, yeah.
much else realistically.
Then yeah,
They
they'd
haven't
see
really
me coming out.
So you see him exiting the study as you make it back out of the hidden dungeon. You gonna flag him down or?
Buford, why don't you go ahead and come on this way? We got something we need your help with.
We found the box and it's got a lock on it, and we need you to carry it back to the cot.
So
Deal.
obviously,
I'll be
one
right
of us
there.
can
Let's
do it.
go. This place sucks anyway. I haven't found anything good. Let's head out.
All right,
All right,
hold on. We got to grab this thing first. Come with us.
follow us.
I quick walk.
And yeah, they lead you through the facade wall, down these great cobbled stairs into the dungeon.
I will just to
Give me a
just to be
wisdom save. Just to
Me?
give you a fair, yeah. I'll give you a fair chance to recognize everything.
I don't think he would understand it, being how young he is.
You
Nope,
don't
I
know
got
what
a
his
6.
family was into. Yeah, no, you
Mm.
have no
That's
clue
fair.
what this is. You barely recognize it as a dungeon.
See,
He rolled bad enough. I was about to make his parents kinky, and then he failed.
he fucked it up.
No kinky parents for you.
I'm feeling like a dick. So as they pull me through the illusion wall,
Mm-hmm.
once I'm through it, I'll throw dispel magic at that door frame.
Nothing happens.
Well, shit.
Hmm?
Okay. Cool. Show me this chest. Let's go.
All right, this way,
Yeah.
and then down the stairs we go.
You make it down there. He's never even been in a proper dungeon, so he's just like, oh.
Like, what? This shit's weird. Why would you put this down here through a hidden door? I don't get it. Anyway, where's this chest?
In the very
Right
back
over here, and it's
corner.
got this lock on it. But we've got the tools back at the cot to break it open.
As you
Okay.
look at it, there's a very obvious shadow lock on it, like non-metal. Though you have interacted with some shadow magic that wasn't Tulio's already, so yeah, I don't think Buford would be sus. Give me a strength check to pick it up.
That would be a solid 19, big boss.
Wunderbar. You throw it over your shoulder like a hay bale on the farm, and you barely notice it. And heading back to the cart.
Yep. I follow the
Uh,
leader.
Wunderbar. So, I think as you're leaving and go through the main lobby, you see Betsy again at her little front desk. This time, you notice that her eyes are glowing blue, but she doesn't seem to be angry or even slightly annoyed. She looks blushed and kind of gives Kronk a side eye.
I go over and smack the imp on the ass again.
Give me a dex check.
What did you really slap?
Would I notice this?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a 19
Oh,
with
that's sexual harassment. What the
plus
fuck, man?
4, 23.
Wonderful. I just need to do a few rolls real quick. Okay. So as you go for the slap, she catches your wrist and just looks up with you. This isn't the bar. We'll play later, big boy. And she slaps you on the ass and towards the door.
I jump a little and kind of scoot on out a little quicker than normal.
Oh shit, she can keep up. Wonderful. You all make it out the door. Kronk, you 100% know she knows what you just took and probably expects to use it later.
Mhm.
But I think you would all make it back to the cart since you're coming from the second terrace up to the seventh.
I think it's the third or yeah.
So you're on the
No,
second
third
one
is
from
when
the
the
top.
actual thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I keep going from like second or third from the top or the bottom since we aren't doing anything in the middle squares
Gotcha.
quite yet. But you make it back up the main road with your chest of hidden contents. And you would just come back to Oog in this pristine crystal cauldron.
Damn, Oog.
He is a frog in a wine glass with like this purple just poison brewing around him, and he is the most content thing we've ever fucking seen.
I was about to say it would still be
Where?
light lavender at this
I
point. if he's
prefer
only been
him in
soaking
that.
a few hours. It's not quite a deep purple yet.
Damn, Oog,
But-
that's cool. Where'd you get that?
We haven't seen any
I
smoke
found
on
this
the water.
marvelous little tent stall thing, and they had it for just 6 silver. I even got a receipt from them. They're so accommodating.
Okay, how secure is this fishbowl looking thing? Does it look like a
Like a
Like
straight
it's-
up cauldron with like 3 proper legs, all out of crystal though.
All
It's
right.
Legit as shit.
all
So,
right?
like, yeah, no, you
we'll
can set it up almost anywhere and it'll be fine.
And
we'll
it
go
works
on up
now.
to the blacksmith and see if he can hook us up with something that might make that just that much more stable for you. That we can
it-
bolt to the ground.
Does it have handles?
Yes.
I
It would
think
have
we
all the
might be
classic
more.
cauldron things.
We might be
We
more
could just secure
concerned
it to the wall.
with a way to hang it up.
That too.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That's it, you
Oh.
could suspend it, you got ropes.
I'm just saying, boys. Suspending it from a chain or something with the right kind of padding on the actual thing would be a lot less likely to spill because then it can wiggle to stay right side up. Just saying.
All I gotta
Contemplation
say is
thoughts.
Cannadill hemp rope does not break unless it's cut.
I do have 50 feet worth of rope.
I think
I've
I
got
have
silk
50
rope.
feet worth of rope as well.
I would say if you wanted to hang it from the tree.
Oh wait,
on
Oog and
the
I
front
definitely have
fence,
50
Yeah.
between the two of us.
Mhm.
I've got
it'll
50
take
feet of silk rope.
I
Or
say the
45.
silk rope could give it a more of a like silk dancer vibe for his hanging
More
cauldron,
panache.
a little bit.
I've got
But I think it would take a full like 50 feet of somebody's rope to do this.
I can
Upgrade.
donate.
I will donate my silk rope if Oog will buy me more later and tell me where the crystal shop is. A little more detailed than the tent at the market. Like, give me some like waypoints, boss. Because what time is it at this point?
At this point, it would be about 1 p.m. just after noon.
Nice.
And the only things that can come to Oog's mind when he thinks of this tent is it's a shop of many things. That's really all.
Indeed. There's so many variety of things. One defining feature is I don't know if they'll be the same person or the same mask, but they enjoyed wearing a very feline-esque mask. And they wore robes, deep robes.
I'd like to catch like a 15-minute short rest nap and then go try and find this. Unless the team needs a 4-man effort to sling up this cauldron wherever Oog wants to be hanging out.
I'll leave that to Kronk's discretion.
I was about to say that would mostly just be our
Well,
shit.
I say we.
Do you
It's
need
probably
Hang it.
safer to do 2 people, but one.
do
could probably
you
work.
need my muscles or catch a nap?
I think we can handle it.
We can handle this.
Yeah, we got Kronk.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn around and leave.
What a dick.
Boris,
Well, that just
I was about to say, since it is Buford's silk rope, I would say it's probably you and Oog trying to set it up.
okay.
So that'll probably
So
take
where are we
you the
hanging
next...
this, Oogie?
Yeah.
Where do we
Back
where we got
porch or
the
front
most
porch? I
space?
think, or
Well,
back
you
or front porch. I
can
think.
do it in the kitchen, in the crafting area, which is more of Buford's area. You could do it in the kitchen over the stove. That way you could still heat it if you wanted your jacuzzi. You could do it on the tree on the front porch or off of the frame of the front porch, or
Ooh.
you could probably set it
Let's
up
do
on
it
the
off the tree
roof.
on the front porch.
Okay. I was about to say, you probably couldn't do it on the back porch just because it's mostly, all of its space is mostly taken up by the water barrels. But you could also do the roof and have a cocoon kind of like Tulio that's hanging off the opposite banner post.
We're getting really wide.
No, we're just very tall.
We build up, not out.
Normally. But yeah,
We
I'd
just
say
have
your
that.
safest bet would probably be the front tree if it stays there.
But yeah, let's go with the tree.
Okay.
Wunderbar.
Let's investigate the tree for the perfect branch.
I would say, yeah, you can hang it up essentially anywhere in the tree. Any of the branches should be able to withstand it because this is a very resilient tree, as you've seen in the past.
Before we lash it up, I would like to like put my hand on the tree and be like, "Hey, bud, we're gonna hang this up because you seem kind of special. I'm just gonna let you know. If you object, give yourself like a shake or something. Otherwise, I'm gonna presume you consent." And give it like 2 minutes to see if anything happens.
Oog, what would you like to do while you see this farm boy start talking to a tree?
I'd like to observe the tree's movements while I prepare to string up my pot.
Wonderful. There doesn't
We give
seem...
it a chance.
Yeah, that's fair. There doesn't seem to be any reaction from the tree.
Okay.
But yeah.
Hey Oogie, I was thinking we do like 2 points off the pot, but we get like 4 or 5 wraps around the branch. That way we're not like choking it
Great.
out. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Open the
I'll
bar.
lift you, Ty.
I'll
Is
lift you tie.
Cool.
well, is my little friend still around?
Yes. Still above, same distance.
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna wander off into the city, using my monocle to see if there's any points of interest or a particular structure devoted to a particular person,
Okay.
deity, thing.
Sounds good. I'm going to leave Oog and Buford stringing up the new crystal cauldron and cut to Kronk, the first to wander off. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go and look for a temple of sorts.
Okay. So Kronk, I would say you wander through looking at the street signs and do eventually find one that says temple or sanctuary, something of that nature. But as you follow it, it leads you to a road that just goes straight to the side of the mountain itself rather than a building made of copper. It leads you to a stone door with a full moon with two crescent moons, both waning and waxing on either side of it. But it seems to be completely made out of stone, even though it is a very obvious recessed door of nature's. What would you like to do?
Um, I guess pound on the door.
Are you doing this to be loud, or are you just trying to make yourself
Trying
known?
to see if, yeah, trying to make myself known.
Okay. Um, so as you give it 3 knocks, as you've come to find this town pretty accustomed to, you notice that the moon that is carved out of the side of the mountain, that is more of an alabaster white stone, starts to glow blue, but no other reaction.
I push on the door.
Give me a strength check.
It is 14.
The door does not budge. At this point, though, I think you would notice a small bird starting to approach you because you're a ranger, you're a hunter, you're normally surrounded by small creatures, and whereas you already know outside of your own companions, there aren't really any small critters in this city. So you hear the flapping of the bird behind you, and as you turn, you see Tulio walking up behind you.
Oh,
Fancy seeing you here.
I did not know you were coming this way.
Yeah, no, I told Buford that we definitely had it, and then him and Oog went to go hang the pot, so I went to do my own thing.
Ah, I got you. I feel that. Let them fuck it up. It's not gonna be my fault.
Well, let's go in. I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna knock on the door 3 times, push it open,
Wonderful.
or attempt to.
So, as you approach the scene and Kronk turns to you, you see this, but Kronk doesn't because it's literally above and behind him at this point. But the crow or raven flies over him and just straight into the full moon sigil itself and phases through the door. As you walk up and knock, whereas the center full moon is glowing blue from the first 3, the waning and waxing crescent moons start to glow black. And yes, the door slides to the side, and you enter into this rather
Oh, come on,
large.
Kronk. Why were you waiting outside?
Well, alrighty then.
Tulio strides in with
At
way
this
too much
point,
confidence,
nothing
and I love it.
surprises me.
But you enter into this hexagon room with multiple doors leading out from each wall. In the center, the full moon and sigil is on the floor, and it glows with a beam almost out of the floor instead of down to it, of pure moonlight directly up into the void. You don't see a ceiling or a roof or any light, just darkness above you. What would you like to do?
Ooh. All right. So if I'm not mistaken, I still have one of those tokens from the first town.
Yes.
Can I toss it into the moonlight?
Yeah. Do you want to put anything behind this or just purely offer?
Purely offered.
Wonderful. As you flip the glowing red and blue
Like a little
coin,
token.
yeah, into the moonlight, it stops in the center, almost magnetized, spinning in place, and then just gets almost like it was on the end of a fishing line, swiftly yanked up into the shadows and darkness above you.
I offer my thanks.
As you finish speaking, you see like small bits of essentially the northern lights bursting above you as like small fireworks around your head. You have inspiration now.
Okay.
So
So, Kronk, why'd you come?
I'll go ahead and walk into the moonlight.
what is your intentions as you walk into the moonlight?
To see if I can't offer something to get more power. Whatever I can at this point.
Wonderful. With these your intentions and you stepping into the moonlight, you remember your pillow that you grabbed this morning full of gold?
Yeah.
All of that gets pulled off of you by almost invisible hands. Your armor is stripped from you, almost as if they were stripper breakaway pants.
Escalations.
And I think even a little bit of light starts to emanate from your chest, rising up your torso, up your throat, and out your mouth as a little bit of your soul dissipates. You just gained either 3 levels plus 5 to every stat for each level, or you can take 3 unique skills.
I'll take those 3 levels.
Wonderful. Level up your character as normal 3 more levels. And
Alright.
I'm gonna say not to every stat mod, but for 4 of them you can add 5 to your already existing modifier. So you can make a few things really stupid strong. But you are essentially, standing in the light, such as the wonderful photo Tulio has provided. naked, but from Tulio's perspective, he just sees almost like the shadows of blue fire emanating from your eyes as this new aura seeps into your skin as the pure magical power you requested is granted.
Fantastic. So that's 3 levels.
As
I'm gonna
soon
have
as he gets
to.
the fancy clothes, he loses the fancy clothes.
Literally. Intentions are everything, especially when you jump into an offering beam.
All right. I'll have to get with you after the session to get that all squared away.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we'll get that all squared away.
Because, yeah, that jumps you up to 8, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Nice. Tulio's not the only
Unless I
potency in
assign
it.
those to something else.
I mean, we'll discuss that later.
Yeah, we can
But,
discuss that later.
do, 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 do. Wonderful. And yes. Oh. You don't know that yet. You don't
Not
know
yet.
who gave you the power. You just asked for it.
Do I know?
You could ask without it being like obvious to the ones around you since you are in your temple, but
Okay, yeah, definitely.
you just see an aura surrounding Kronk that you are eerily suspicious of being the power of an entity you recently interacted with. Someone's brother, perhaps.
That's what I fucking thought. God damn it. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Kronk, as you stand there, like feeling all your everything seep into your body and like meld together, you just see Tulio in the corner, just like, fuck.
Yeah. What is your problem, Tulio?
Well, I don't know what deal it is you made, but welcome to the club, I guess.
Oh shit. All right, let's get this shit on. We tell
Well,
no one else.
oh wait, I have a
Agreed.
set of fancy clothes in my backpack for being an entertainer. Let's cover you up. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Get him a cloak and like some pants that look like some capris on Kronk since they did fit me. You've got like a belly shirt that's like bursting.
Kronk and a belly shirt, I can see. Fantastic.
You got a belly shirt and capris right now.
Love it. Well, yeah, I would say a very high crop top and essentially Daisy Dukes on Kronk. Honestly,
Hold on,
he's got
let
them
me pull up that
gams.
picture of Jackie Chan from back in the day.
Oh
Ooh.
yes.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm picturing for the shirt right now.
Beautiful. But yes. Tulio can warn Kronk of a few things that may happen later, or you can just leave him purely up to surprise.
Well, I don't know exactly what it is. He's like I said, I don't know the details of his well, I'm just gonna leave that for now until he decides what he wants to say.
Perfect. And yes, Kronk, would you like to do anything after getting dressed?
Well, like I said, Tulio, we ain't speaking a fucking word of this to the rest of the group.
Can do.
But
It's
what
a
what
surprising
did
lack of reaction from Tulio on we can't tell the group.
it's it's well, I guess what did I get myself into?
That is a really good question, and I'm still kind of figuring that one out myself. But sometimes you get asked to do stuff, and if you don't, I'm pretty sure things end badly.
Well, then I will do what is asked of me, I guess.
That's generally the response they look for.
Good to
And I'm
know.
sorry, but I think you got the more temperamental
Woo.
one.
I was about to say, I would definitely say Tulio's experience with the brother is more chaotic, whereas Lunalos is more of the peace and the darkness.
Yeah, the more temperamental one for sure.
I can work with it.
But yeah. Does Oog and Buford like to do anything after setting up the new hanging cauldron, crystal cauldron?
Mm-hmm.
What you up to, Oogies?
Let's go see what the nightlife is like.
Okay. Hopefully the crystal guy's still open. I wanna
Yeah.
get
Yeah,
some
at this point it's
sleep.
still only like 4 p.m.
Oh yeah, we can. I'd like to find the shop of many things.
Let us go to the shop of many things and see what things are in the mini.
Wonderful. As Oog leads Buford down to the docks and back to the tent, for he hasn't moved today. You would just come to this tent that is impossibly longer than the dock even is. But you see these rows of beautiful crystal, like cutlery and dishes. You see some copper wares for like individual eatery or eatings, like silverware and plates.
Mhm.
And yeah, you would just see the red and white cloaked figure in the back with the mask resembling a cat with essences of gold tailored along the edges of their cloak.
Hey, Oog, did the shopkeeper ever really like talk to you?
Nope, not a word.
Okay. I'm looking around for like crystal files, like VAIL,
Yeah, vial.
or test tubes, like 3-4 inches long, but like no thicker around than my pinky.
I'd say you see like a few traveling apothecary sets of empty vials, and like the pouches like straight up what you would get at any convention or could get. Um, but just like a very basic pouch with 6 vials on each side that you could add to any bandolier or pack.
I'd like 3 of those, and then if I can get like a full crystal tea set.
So you would see the apothecary sets like 4 or 5 tables down from where the keeper is sitting, and then
Mm-hmm.
yeah, as you look up and about to ask about the tea set, you would just see a crystal tea set like right next to the table that they're sitting at.
Nice. Because I want like 4 cups, a pot, and
Saucers.
little well saucers are questionable. But like the little warmer bowl to go under the teapot,
Yeah, that's all there.
and like, okay, and then if it's just the vials or like the entire apothecary alchemy starter kit.
It would be like full sets made individually.
Okay. Well, I'll take a couple. I'll take 3 apothecary sets and the tea set. And is there any like nifty, like general use drinking cup in here that you think would be like, it just screams Bard's Ridiculous Cup?
Honestly, when I, the DM, think ridiculous Bard's Cup, I think like something gaudy as fuck with gems
Yes.
and gold and all that. I don't
Yes.
think you would quite see anything
More of
that gaudy, but I do think you see one goblet with a copper stem and like solid base with crystal cup and pearl
little-
rhinestones around the base.
with
of the
pretty
stem.
hardy like wall thicknesses.
Oh yeah, you could knock someone out with this goblet.
It's like a 64-ounce goblet.
32.
Deal. I want all that bundled up. Although I'm going to walk out with the goblet in my hand because that is now my drinking vessel forever.
So as you pick like all of this up and start placing it on the table that the keeper is sitting in front of, because it's a barren table,
Mm-hmm.
as you get everything placed out in front of them, they raise their hand, and it is just a single hand, but whereas Oog saw 6 phalanges earlier, there are now 10. So it's just like a starfish of fingers and sprouting out of this.
Hold
I would
up.
say very undefined hand palm. Like it's a
Silver or
palm,
gold,
but like
my good shopkeeper?
there is no answer.
I believe he usually likes silver.
He likes silver?
Try silver first. I tried copper, he didn't much care for that.
Inventory.
That's it. Yeah, at this point,
Money.
it's just a question of
It's-
how much of what material you're offering him.
You said 7 or 10?
10.
10?
10 phalanges
I-
wiggling in front of you.
I am going. I'm going to give him 10 gold.
Wonderful. As you offer it, his hand flattens out into more of a dish itself to collect, and it just disappears back into his robe.
And then I will carefully pack everything except my new goblet. Pack
As
my
you
new tea set,
look
my
down,
backpack.
everything's like wrapped in cotton wool.
Nice.
No,
Put the
Very
tea.
llama wool.
curious.
I'll put the tea set in my backpack.
This is who
And
wanted
then-
to know what llama tasted like. E8
Yeah.
Manchester.
I'll put. Fuck it. I'll put everything in my backpack except my
goblet.
new drinking vessel and tips collector.
Okay, wonderful. I'm not too worried about sizing an actual space of this shit.
Fair enough.
It's all aesthetic stuff, mostly. For the flavor, and I love it. But yes. Oog, is there anything else you would want to look for in this shop of many things?
I'm interested in some knives. See what type of knives I can find in the shop.
As you look around, you don't find any tables or displays with knives, but as you walk up to the keeper and like raise your finger as you're about to ask the question, He unfurls one side of his cloak to just reveal like an array of crystal, glass, and gemmed daggers.
Ooh.
And he gestures with a hand of 3 fingers, as if he wanted you to pick one.
What would you recommend for dealing with pesky magic things?
He sits there with a pondering look on his mask. Yeah, I know what I'm saying. He reaches underneath his table and pulls out a blade made out of pure bone with a handle of antler and offers it to you.
I accept and I hand him whatever price he asks in gold.
He holds out a hand of 5 digits.
I hand him 6 gold.
Wonderful. His hand flattens out and collects the gold and retreats back into the robe and sits there.
Shopkeep,
He looks at you.
you wouldn't happen to have throwing darts or spikes that I could use my friend's poisonous mucosa on to particularly good effect, would you?
He looks at you, tilts his head to the side, looks down at Oog, and down at the ground to think for a second. He raises his right arm to present you 3 glass, essentially syringes, but they're also in the shape of throwing needles. So giant spiky straws made out of crystal, essentially.
Yes, please. You, sir, are an artist.
He holds up a hand of 3 digits.
And I give him 5 gold.
Wonderful. He collects it and sits there.
Would you happen? Did it come? Dumb question. Did it come in like a single sheath I could like put in my pocket? And I
Oh
feel
no, it was
confident
just
they'd be fine.
purely the needles. You gotta figure out how you're gonna store them.
Fair enough.
They're like solid 12
Quartz.
inches long. And yeah, full solid. I wouldn't even say you can identify this crystal. It's just a pure clear crystal.
Hey, Oogie,
Like the most perfect quartz you've ever seen.
are you as excited as me about what I just got?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm gonna sleep with this tonight.
I was thinking that special putt you put in the cabinet that we marked.
Go right ahead.
Thank you very much, Shopkeep. You are most definitely who we will come back to see if we have any specific questions.
He gives you a light nodding bow.
I'll give him a gentleman's return and then
So you
like
curtsy,
look down at
right?
Oogie. Hell yeah. I'll
Fuck
curtsy like a
yeah.
motherfucker. And I look at Oogie, let's see if he's like ready to scoot out
I
before
give
it gets
him a
awkward.
gentleman's bow, and then I retreat out to the shop.
I follow
Wunderbar.
with swagger.
So, the only thing that would really be of note whenever you're leaving would be the fact that when you entered the tent, you took maybe 5, 6, 7 steps to get deep into this shop. As you're leaving, with how much stuff you bought, it takes you like 5 minutes to walk back out to the front of the tent. And as you make it back out and you look behind you, it looks as if the keeper is simply 5 feet into the tent, same as when you arrived. Things just
Like
keep
this guy.
manifesting as you wandered in his shop.
I like this shop. Yuki.
It's
A
quite
lot.
interesting.
Do we tell Tulio and Kronk, or we just leave them hanging?
I'm sure they're having enough fun as it is.
Nice. Okay. Where you want to go drinking?
Let's see what pops the interest.
I was about to say,
Deal.
for drinking, you would
jam.
Jam.
know. I was about
Jam.
to say the baker would still be open down the way. Baker's Brew.
I kind of like that orc. Let's go get some more of his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
Okay.
So as you guys head north to the top of the Crustine Cove, we're gonna jump back to Tulio and Kronk, who are presumably leaving the church. I forgot if you said you were leaving or not. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably heading to the Copper Dragon. So
I was about to say, would you be heading to
the bar.
the
yeah.
bar or back to the cart, since you presumably still think that they're setting up the cauldron?
Well, I challenged Buford to a drinking contest earlier, and
That's fair, and the sun would be setting
Thank
about
you.
this point.
figured I'd go to the bar to see if
So yeah, you can either check the Copperhead, which is on the 4th terrace from the cove, so 4th up, or the Dragon's Tongue, which is down on the 1st tier cove.
the Dragon's Tongue.
Fundaba, and that would be the closest one furthest one for Tulio and Kronk, closest one for Oog and Buford.
Which, just as a quick thing, not to be a party pooper, but I am exhausted and ready. So if I'm able to head back to the cart and go to sleep, if that's something that's chilling with the rest of you guys, it is getting towards nighttime in game.
Mm-hmm.
Tulio, seeing how as I kept your ass up all night, why don't you go and catch some Z's on my bed?
Try to be a little bit. I'll stay off your bed actually, and try to be more gentle in the future, at least to the suspension.
Got it. Speaking of suspension, talk to the blacksmith and we'll try to get that fixed.
Probably a good idea after last night.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, but yeah, I'll head back to the cot and get some rest.
Wonderful.
Oh.
And yeah, we'll say you have a pretty easy coming back to the cart and crawling onto the roof into your cocoon.
Apologies for dipping a bit early. I've been up till like 4 a.m. for the last 3 nights. So
Yeah,
No,
you're
you're good,
good.
man.
So good.
We
Yeah,
probably,
man, you
Okay.
cool.
I'm trying to run this down honestly, but they want to do things.
Oh no, it's good. I figured that they did, and like that's why I'm like, well, it looks like they're doing stuff that doesn't necessarily require the full party from what I'm seeing. So
Yeah, I won't throw anything too hard at them while you're off.
as soon as I leave, all right. So an adult gold dragon shows up, and
Right.
Go ahead.
No,
We're good.
adult copper dragon. Notice
oh,
where you're
okay,
at.
yeah, it's
God.
copper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's gotta
copper
be a
string,
copper
got it.
dragon.
Copper
I
dragon.
dive down the throat of the dragon.
Yeah, not quite.
Yes, death to us all.
But yeah, we'll probably have the bar scene and have y'all do that and then call it for tonight.
All right,
Sounds
that
good.
works.
Just
All
because,
right.
yeah.
We could cut off walking into the bar, so we got an easy open next session. Just
Yeah,
as an idea.
that'd probably be best.
I'm okay with going back to my pot.
I mean, it sounds good to me to have Tulio breaking off from Kronk to head back to the cart after their spiritual session.
Yeah, Julio's like, you got to figure out your own shit. Honestly, you got the angry one. Okay, bye.
Which is honestly fair and very accurate. And then yeah, we'll cut at Kronk entering the bar to where Oog and Buford are already.
Mid sitting down.
I would say already sat down and had a drink. For Oog, Tulia, or Buford, you're waiting for Kronk.
Okay. Works for me.
And yeah, that's what will come in next time.
All right, that works for me.
That works.